Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will and today we are back with another ball-busting episode of Call of Cthulhu Horror on the Orient Express as we purge the sins and cleanse ourselves of all of the bad things. Yes, that's right, that's what's going to happen today. So let's go around the cast and crew as usual, figure out who we are and who we are playing today so we can remind ourselves of how terribly things are going to get wrong. So let's start with Mr. Redundant. How you doing, Redundant?
I'm not too bad. Thank you. I will be playing Harvey Hiddleston, a young aristocrat who still believes that he can survive and everyone can come out of this semi-unscathed.
Semi-unscathed, yeah.
Yeah, there will be some scars, yes.
Fantastic. Oh, I should throw out the artwork as well of Mr. Harvey Hiddleston. What a handsome chap.
Handsome chap.
I like that. That bow tie, though. Very fitting, very fitting.
Very dapper.
Yes, indeed. If you do say so yourself, which you do. Fantastic. We have Mr. Greg back with us today. How you doing, Greg?
Oh, doing well, man. Super duper pumped. This is my favorite 3-hour block of the week, man. Even though it's horrible and Will's trying to kill us and you're trying to conscript the lovely people of chat to do it, which I know they're not going to do because they are with us, body and soul.
Mm-hmm.
And I play Herb Patterson, and basically we're all here for Evelyn today.
Fantastic. And we have Lindy back with us today, reprising her role as Nancy. How you doing, Lindy?
I'm doing spiffy, very nervous for Evelyn, which, Nancy's not nervous for Evelyn because she's a devout religious Scotswoman, private investigator who is just, she's very optimistic after having some of that good old church whiskey. And Evelyn's going to get the Lord's help that she desperately needs for her sanity.
What whiskey is better than normal whiskey? Church whiskey. That's where that shit is at. Fantastic. Yep. We also have Haley back today, reprising her role as the doomed Evelyn. How's it going, Haley?
It's worse now that you said I was doomed.
Wow.
I play as Evelyn, on the brink of what feels like death, but is really just insanity, I guess, which is technically the same thing in Call of Cthulhu. Not ready for what's to come. Not at all.
Not at all ready. And of course, this is the artwork of Nancy, and this is Miss Evelyn. Yes. So she has gone pretty mad, poor Evelyn. What's her sanity looking like at the moment, Haley?
It's at 16.
16. Okay, so we're getting close, chat. We're getting close. So only a couple of viewer decisions down the line, I'd say. But yes, let's remind ourselves of what happened last week on Call of Cthulhu, because a whole lot of terrible things went down last time. So, if you guys recall, they're looking for the Sedefkar Simulacrum, a series of pieces of statues in 1923, and they found themselves in Trieste, and they're looking for one of them. They've made a deal with a bunch of local cultists called the Loigor, and whose serverless creature called Ifakwa, who are searching for a medallion. And Johann Winkelmann, who is basically an undead skeleton at this point, has told them that the medallion is hidden within the caverns at Postumia. They have a map of the caverns, they have plans to go there, or they did have plans to go there until, well, a couple of things happened. They went to break into a medical facility to grab some drugs, because we all need laudanum and morphine these days. On episode 14 of this series, it really is necessary to just constantly drugged up on everything. But a bunch of Turkish cultists who are working for Mehmet Makriat, one of the villains behind all of this, broke in, threw a grenade in, and started busting up the place. There was a big fight, our biggest gunfight yet, and surprisingly, somewhat miraculously actually, the party all managed to survive with only some maiming wounds, and maiming really is the best you can hope for in any kind of combat in Call of Cthulhu. So they made it out alive and decided to take refuge in a church with one Father Josiah. Now, Father Josiah is an infinitely trustworthy individual who is a member of the kind of crusaders who describe themselves as Christians who are working to fight against Mehmet Makria and also understand the horror of the Lovecraftian universe and wish to fight against it. Yes, and the monsters in the cast right now. Yeah. So Father Josiah said you can take refuge here. You can have some of my church whiskey. That's totally a normal thing we have, and it's safe. Evelyn is in a lot of danger. She is close to insanity, and at this point Evelyn is as much a danger to everyone else as she is to herself. With 16 sanity, that could be a couple of rolls, and then 0 sanity means that you're completely dead, or even worse, I get full control of your character, which means that terrible, terrible, terrible things would happen. So what he said, Father Josiah said, if you give me 48 hours alone with Evelyn, what I will do is purge all of her sins away, restore her mind, and by the good graces of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, her sanity will be restored. Yes, testify! That seemed very real. And Harvey was completely convinced. As was, actually Nancy was completely convinced. Harvey was mostly convinced. And Pat has some plans as well. And Evelyn is basically being taken in there at this point for a session with Father Josiah, who's a bit of an old creepy priest who constantly strokes his beard, and we're hoping that's the only thing that he's confirmed to be stroking currently. And but that's the plan for today. And you also have a couple of other things to do. You have, yes, of course, a nat 20 to Haley. There we go, fantastic. And of course. The group, you have a couple of other things to do. You have to get the medallion for Johann Munkelman and decide what to do with that in the caverns of Postumia, destroy, keep it, run away with it, whatever you want to do, basically. But you do have to break in there at some point and try and have a bit of a bash up there. So let me see. Yes, indeed, P-Farts, you can. Being a new viewer, you may not know that you guys can interact with today's show. As per usual, if you haven't followed yet, hit that follow button and join us. 20 followers, you guys get to throw something at these characters. It could be a monster, as it was last week. It could be a useful item for them, so you can give or harm if you so desire. Also, here is the tweet for you guys, 20 retweets, and the same dealio. And now that Kickstarter's finished, we're just going back to the subs. So, in fact, 1 out of 2 subscribers until a new viewer decision as well. All right then, folks. Let's jump back into the action if we're all ready, and let's let's give it what we got, and see just how badly this one goes this week. So, you guys, go ahead, Greg. Any questions?
I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. I always do it, but didn't we say last week that in the morning they were going to start, like after sleep, and then they were going to begin with Evelyn and Dr. Strokey McStroke in the morning?
I don't remember, honestly.
Evelyn did pass out drunk.
Right.
Yeah, she was passed out drunk, and we were like, "Here you go," and that was basically it.
Yeah, I was under the impression last week that she was just going to it, where we'd left off from last week, unless anyone recalls differently. I think that was what we were doing.
If I could sleep and have health.
I could sleep and have health, yeah.
Wouldn't have health.
Wouldn't that be nice?
You're going to be great with this priesty man.
Yeah, why don't we let her sleep? Says Pat and Greg. And we'll start the festivities in the morning.
Yeah, Father Josiah nods. He's in his priestly robes, and you guys are in this kind of big cathedral late at night. Thank Stride Heap donates £5. No monster. Shout out to Will for being a champion this week. Sleepers for the week. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Awesome. But yes, Father Josiah says, very well. We will let her sleep for now, and we'll awaken her in the morning for the rites and rituals.
I'm so unhappy.
But in sleep you have peace, Evelyn.
You're gonna be
For now.
For now.
So we're gonna cut to the next morning.
Unless there's anything you guys want to be doing in the night?
Yes.
Drinking some church whiskey.
4 hours after Haley goes to sleep, Pat sneaks into her room.
Pat, she's a married woman.
I guess, Nancy, would you be guarding her door or anything? Like, would anyone be watching her room?
Well, I imagine there's not like a lot of rooms. They've been doubling up because it's not safe to sleep alone, but you can't sleep, co-ed. So Nancy'd probably just be sleeping in the same room Evelyn is.
Okay. Then, yeah. Well, until
Even
anything
better.
until anything loud is done, we'll say that Pat is unnoticed. So Pat, you creep into the room. They've got two very simple cots. Father Josiah is still awake downstairs somewhere. But as far as you're concerned, you're alone.
I carry Evelyn out.
Okay, yeah, okay. So you pick her up. Where are you taking her to?
Just a little bit outside,
Off the sacred ground.
maybe.
Maybe.
Just sit her on the concrete. Just
I tell you what, as you're going back out, you can roll me a stealth.
Fine.
Father Josiah is
Oh,
Probably.
I'm not worried about Father Josiah.
probably up stroking his beard.
mind me.
I'm
No.
not being very quiet.
Don't mind me just stroking my beard down here. Okay, so yeah, you kind of step out into the cold, dark cathedral halls, carrying Evelyn, who's pretty much just passed out at this point, and you hear a voice of Father Josiah. Yes.
Yes, what?
What is it that needs to be done with her?
Gonna get her a little fresh air, Father. Get her up and at 'em. She had a little bit too much of the spirits last night, and I want her to be wide awake whenever you get to your getting.
Very well, but no, let any additional darkness upon her body will have to be cleansed even more righteously.
Sure thing, Doc. Father, whatever the hell you are. I take her out.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't stop you.
He can't. We could try, but we have a hell of a fight in the church, but
Yeah, no, don't worry, that's the finale. So, so you take her outside into the cold Trieste streets. No one's about.
we stay on the grounds, and I wake her up, and we talk a little bit, Azal.
Mm-hmm. Do you want the... I think, why don't we ask the other players to take off their headphones for a moment for this scene? Or mute Zoom. Mute Zoom. Oh, yeah, mute Zoom for a second.
Yeah, I know.
You can do that. So, just give me a thumbs up when you guys are good to go. Because then we can see the terrible things that are going on. Fantastic. Okay. So Pat, you wake up Evelyn. Evelyn, you come round rather groggily as you've drank a lot last night.
Where are we?
We're outside the church
Why?
because he's going to get ready to do some weird shit to you, Evelyn. We need to make sure that if it's not on the up and up, you're ready to go.
Wait, who? What?
They're going to send you up with that father. He's got him convinced that 48 hours alone with him is going to make your brain a little bit better. I have my doubts.
After all we've been through with strangers, they really think that's a good idea.
Right? Are you right? Okay. All right. Well, good. You're on my side, and I'm on your side, and we're on our side, and we're the right side. So, I got an idea.
Is it gonna get us killed?
There's at least a 10% chance that we'll get killed. Now,
At any given
Give me
time.
numbers.
I'm going to teach you a spell. It shouldn't hurt you. It's not one of them. When you taught me, my brain didn't hurt. And when I use it, my brain doesn't hurt. So I'm going to teach you how to use that tongue.
She's gonna kind of like lean away from me.
The spell,
no, I'd prefer
the
not
tongue.
to.
This ain't no laughing matter.
Sorry.
I'm going to take you
No,
outside,
the
girl.
spell. I'm gonna teach you the spell. And why would I need to learn that?
Because if he is alone with you and Harv and Nancy are hell-bent on keeping me out, you're going to need to keep him off and use something that he ain't expecting.
I have to go in there alone?
Yep. I got an idea about how I can work that out too, but I ain't going to tell you what it is. And here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to know just how bad things are if he's doing some type of mind shit. So if it's actually working, I don't want to stop it. I don't want to make you worse. So we're going to have ourselves a bit of a code word. You tell me something that you'll yell out if by God it is wrong. And old Pat'll come running. And you pop that fucking tongue and give that priest what's for.
If I say kumquat, then it's bad. It's gotten really bad.
Kumquat?
It's the only first word that popped in my head.
All right, kumquat it is. Quat. All right. So I'm going to teach this to you, Evelyn. And if this thing does work, pain ain't, if it hurts to get better, that's one thing. But if this guy's trying to do other things to make you worse, well, we got to make sure it stops. I'll be as close as I can be. But Nancy and Harv, hell, they still think this is a real world.
Well, they'll find out soon that it's not.
You damn right they will. So anyway, let me teach that to you. That should be enough, Will.
All right, fantastic. So let's put something in Zoom for our players without putting their headphones back in. Or
I
give
couldn't
them...
think of anything else. Just like, fuck. What's a word?
Just kumquat's the first one that comes to mind.
Kumquat was the first word to pop in my head because I was thinking of like safe words.
Well, don't say it anymore.
Yeah, else I'll go.
It's all big. It's all big secrets.
Okay.
All right, you guys back in? Okay, fantastic. Yeah, let's bring this back. Tomorrow morning, you guys wake up. Evelyn and Nancy, you guys wake up, and the first thing you see is Father Josiah at your door.
Oh, good morning, Father.
Good morning.
Isn't it a lovely morning?
It is a beautiful day in God's green earth.
Ah, it's so true. So true.
Now, we have work to do, I believe.
Aye.
God's work.
Everyone's gonna pretend to still be asleep. Everyone does not want to get up.
Aye. Well, I suppose we should wake Evelyn then.
Yes, Evelyn. Wake up.
Evelyn?
Yes.
Good morning, Evelyn. There's a bit of a thing you got to do today, but you'll make you feel a whole better.
I'm
Yes.
trusting you, Nancy.
All right, great.
No,
Everything will be awesome.
Nancy, look at me.
Uh-huh.
I'm trusting you.
Aye.
Okay.
We're in church. It's nothing wrong could happen here.
Okay. So she's gonna let go of Nancy and then go with the priest.
Yeah. He says, "Come with me. Fear not. Everything will be okay."
I'll leave my prayers out here for you.
She's like silent, like in her head, like cussing you out.
So he's taking you kind of in the back section of hang on, finish that sentence. He's taking you into, rather I should say, the back section of the cathedral. And there is a long corridor, and at the end of the corridor there is a door. And he says, as you're walking, "Tell me, Evelyn, do you believe in God?"
Of course I do.
Good, good, good. And has your faith been wavering of late?
Well, I mean, what kind of God would let bad things happen to good people?
So, the priest kind of raises an eyebrow. So you think that God has forsaken you?
You could put it that way.
And so you in turn have forsaken God?
Father, if I may speak so bluntly, what is your plan to help cure me of this illness that I have gone through?
A cleansing of the soul. A purging of the cancer within your mind.
And in what ways do you do that?
One extracts poisonous thoughts with prayer, contemplation, and racking of the flesh.
I don't like this going.
Fear not, as I say, the pain of the body is temporary, the poisoning of the mind is eternal. You want to get into heaven, don't you, Evelyn?
I do.
Then let me show you the way. Let me lead you up to the staircase.
The stairway to heaven?
You're going to be flying. Don't worry. That hasn't happened yet. Don't worry. You are truly a prophet of God. He says, so you accept on your own accord this rite, this ritual.
Yes. I have decided that this is going to help me.
Good. I sense there is much evil within you, which I will take upon myself to purge. And he opens the door for you into a dark chamber.
Can I see anything in the room?
You can see, like, the outline of a table in the room.
No, like, creepy medical instruments or anything? There's no
None that you can
lights
see at this
on.
point, no.
Okay. I guess I want to walk into the room.
He places a hand on your back and just kind of pushes you in there. It pushes you in there quite firmly. Not like a shove, but just a guiding hand inside. And closes the door and locks it. So let's cut back to the rest of you guys who are just waking up for a nice morning.
Aye. It's going to be a great day.
So the three of you reconvene in the cathedral.
The two of them.
Did you sleep well then, Nancy?
Oh, I slept great. I think you know, it's all this consecrated ground in the church. It's just, I feel so refreshed and rejuvenated. You know, body and soul. It's great. How did you sleep, Harvey?
I slept okay, not too bad, not too
that's
bad. I
good.
don't think the sacrilegious whiskey that you took had the same effect on you, but yeah.
Well, you know, maybe you just need some more. I got a bottle right here.
No, a nice cup of tea will be fine for me.
All right, well, let's scavenge about for some tea, and you know, and then we can, you know, do some, you know, a bit of Scottish communion, and then, you know, pray for Evelyn, and you know, it'll be great. It'll be a nice, relaxing day.
Yes, Pat's absence is notable, I'd say, given your conversation with him last night, Harvey.
Nancy has no idea.
Yeah.
She's just like,
Have you seen Pat?
oh no, I thought he was just sleeping in, or maybe he's taking a walk.
No, I think he's well. I mean, he has taken a walk, probably somewhere a lot further than I'd hoped.
Oh, well, he's you know, he's got the head stitches now from, like, you know.
He's insane. Yes.
A little bit. You know, maybe we should put him in the room after
well.
Evelyn's done.
Yes. I don't know if that would help, but it might have. It might. I'm kind of regretting putting Evelyn in there, but I saw no other choice.
I'm sure, you know, Father Josiah is a nice and godly man. She'll be fine. It'll be great. She'll be restored and rejuvenated and rededicated to the Lord. It'll be a very good thing, Arby.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. Oh, I need a cup of tea.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
let's go get some tea
Yeah, let's go get a cup.
Okay.
and whiskey.
All right. So domestic bliss back in the cathedral. Pat, let's cut to you. What are you up to this morning?
I woke up at 2, and as soon as I got done what Evelyn and I got done, I searched the church in phase 2 for the most likely spot that the priest would have gone.
Okay.
Don't know if I was right or not, but
Okay, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, you would have found this room. You'd have found a door to the room pretty quickly, probably about 3 or 4 a.m. You find this door at the end of a long corridor after a couple of sprawling corridors that seem to lead to nowhere. And you can try the door if you like.
I would like to.
Okay. As you touch the doorknob, you feel this burning sensation in your hand. Like a really, really hiss of like heat, basically, as your
Warded.
unholy flesh touches the warded symbols, and you see the sign of a crucifix just kind of displayed on the door.
All right. Well, can I push through it? Like,
You could-
what
you
am I
could-
looking at? What am I looking at damage-wise here, Will?
You haven't taken any damage yet. If you were going to want to actually, open the door, turn the handle, and pull it open, you get the sense that even going inside would be like, continual pain.
Okay. I'll hang out just outside, but I'm going to remain in phase 2, so I would have seen them go in.
Okay. So yeah, you see her go in the morning, and Nancy and Harvey are getting tea at this time, and Father Josiah and Evelyn are in the room together. So let's cut back to that. If you wouldn't mind taking a seat, Evelyn. And he flicks on this light above the table, and you see that there's a table with straps for your arms and legs there. And it looks like a device which can extend the body. So a torture rack, basically. And around the room, you see spiked weapons and instruments of pain and flagellation around.
I swear to God, Will. She reluctantly gets on the table.
Good. A good start. For this process to be effective, we're going to have to punish the body so that the mind can heal. You understand that this is necessary.
I feel like over the last couple of years that my body has been punished enough. So if we could just have a pass on that, that would be...
I'm afraid this is not an option.
Okay.
Now, sit in the table, Evelyn.
Okay. She gets on the table and kind of does whatever he asks for her to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he goes over and basically kind of straps you in to this thing, and says, "Now, fear not, because God will be with you." And he goes over and gets out this flagellant equipment. Basically, he's got this whole kind of rack set out on the side of the room. And you see that there's, like spiked metal and things that will really kind of tear at your flesh. And he brings out this kit with nails in it as well and kind of lays them out on the table and says, everything is going to be all right as long as you give yourself to God.
How long does morphine last?
Depends how much you take. But you're kind of
It's been a good.
you're kind of strapped in now, and yeah, you probably haven't.
No, it took some, but it's been a while. I think.
Mhm.
I think at least 24 hours.
Yeah, and he comes over you, and he kind of grabs your face with his hand. He's looking down at you, and you're looking up at him, and he says, "I sense there is something here." And he kind of like opens your mouth as if you were like a dentist, and seems to kind of like medically inspect your mouth. I see that the ways of Macreat have affected you greatly. We're going to have to remove certain things. But know that it's all for the love of God.
I want to bite his hand so bad. I won't, but I want to. So he's gonna start removing my teeth.
He removes the hand and returns to the rack. We're going to need some choice instruments for this procedure. Now, if you just lie back and think of heaven, Evelyn, it will all be worth it. So, cutting back to Nancy and Harvey, you guys are having some tea at the moment. When you hear a shriek of pain coming from somewhere.
The exorcism seems to be working.
What?
You exorcise the bad vapors and stuff. It's all very
I do.
religiously scientific. I don't know.
No, that. I'm gonna pause for a moment and see if I hear another scream.
I'll listen too, even though Nancy is like not worried about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys can roll me listen checks. Sure.
All right.
That's a success.
Nice.
I'm really good at hearing.
Where's my listle? Oh, 20. No, I don't hear anything.
Okay, yeah. So Nancy hears
Yes.
continual sort of shrieks for a time, and the wails seem to be going on for maybe the best part of 30 minutes or so until they are cut short.
Oh, I think everything's better now. Oh, you didn't hear anything?
No.
I heard a bit of shrieking, but I've read some things in my time about religious ceremonies and stuff. Way back from the Spanish Inquisition and that kind of thing. And
What the hell is he doing with her in there?
he's probably getting rid of the the bad stuff, the crazy.
By torturing her?
I don't know what he's doing. She could just be screaming because she's crazy.
Well, I'm going to find out. And
What?
I
We're
get
not
up.
supposed to interrupt, Harvey.
Yeah, well, I'm going to.
Well,
And I
oh.
head to the door.
Nancy's gonna pray.
All right, and that is 20 followers, which means viewer decision. What better time could there possibly be for a viewer decision? So what we're going to do is underneath this line here in the chat, you guys are going to tell me, describe to me some of the procedure that Father Josiah is performing, if possible. Nice and grisly, please. Nice and gruesome. So Harvey goes off. I guess at this point Pat is listening. Is he still in phase 2?
No, I've come all the way out.
Okay. So Pat, you see Harvey coming down the end of the corridor. You can hear some of the sounds coming from inside as well.
Have I heard anything that I would react to?
You can't hear like specific sentences or words. You can hear like the murmur of speech, and you hear, that there are some shouts and screams from inside.
Can I roll a listen check there, man? Because I'm
Sure.
I'm listening for something very specific. Son of a bitch.
Yep. You can't hear anything in particular. But Harvey's coming down the corridor, and at this point the screams have stopped.
Do they sound like Evelyn screams?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Damn it, man. Okay. I tell Harvey he can't go in.
All right, Harvey,
Got-
come. So, yeah, go ahead.
What do you mean?
We gotta wait.
Wait for what?
Gotta wait until she yells for us.
She's been screaming. I want to make sure she's okay.
I know. Listen, man, I want to get in there too, but we gotta wait. She knows what she's doing.
What if she can't scream? What if she can't say anything? I mean, what are you waiting for? She's screaming. That's enough, right?
If she tells us she needs us, I'll go in. We'll go in. We've got to wait. She might be screaming because it's working, Harv.
This isn't what I envision. I envision praying, not torture.
Hey, man, we had this conversation last night. This shit's fucked up. It's been fucked up from the jump. And nothing about this is going to be easy. There ain't no shortcuts anymore. I told you, if this is going to work, we got to give her every chance to let it work. But we've got contingency plans if it don't.
Fine. I'm going out for a walk. And
Man, you can stay here if you want. I ain't shoving you away, man. This isn't my call.
no, it seems like you have everything in hand with your contingency plan.
Listen, man, if this guy is one of the people that we fought, who's to say he ain't listening to us right now? Now, if he's just a regular priest, I'm paranoid. But man, if he ain't, we can't spill any beans right now.
He'll just nod and walk off.
All right. So, Nancy, you see Harvey coming back out. He looks like he's going for a walk.
Oh, did you check on her, Harv?
No, I didn't. I need a walk.
Would you like some company?
I can. Sure, Nancy.
All right, Nancy will take a walk with Harvey. She doesn't want him to walk by himself in case, because there's things out there.
Okay. Where are you going to walk to, Harvey? You've got the whole block of Trieste to go around.
I don't know. Somewhere a lot happier, I suppose. Maybe like a nice cafe, a nice thing, something a bit more bright.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we said last night. We wound up at this church.
That's true.
Well, that was a cackle. The two of you head to a coffee shop, and you can spend some time in there, ordering some food and drinks and the like. After a time, someone comes and sits down opposite your booth. It's a man with slick back hair who seems to have the same arm affection in that one of his arms seems to be like hidden as if he doesn't have one hand, and it's kind of hidden into his suit, and the other one just kind of sits down by him. He's in his 50s, and just sits down next to the two of you. So, I am wondering what progress has been made.
Hello there,
Hello.
sir.
Can
How
we-
are you today?
Oh, it is a beautiful day, but you see, there are things to be done.
Things to be. Who are you?
Aye.
Oh, I am simply an interested party, someone who is, as I mentioned, looking to get things done.
So, which one of
The interested parties, are you?
Yes, I mean there are quite a few.
There's a lot.
You need
Some
to
are
know.
friendlier than others.
Oh,
Yes.
well, if I have to spell it out, Loigo, getting
Oh.
All right.
you're getting antsy.
Well, if you didn't notice, we killed a bunch of Turks last night.
Oh yes, we
Which
heard
is-
that. Yes,
Which
but
is what your big man, big, scary ice man, told us to do.
yes, that is true. It is such a shame the police has to be involved, though. We don't want any kind of investigations going on,
Aye.
so
Aye.
we would appreciate a more subtle approach.
Well, they started it, so we just had to finish it the best way we could.
Of course. But we understand that you are in residence at the church over the road, and whilst that is, I'm sure, some lovely sights, we need you to get a move on here.
We are just, there was a bunch of injuries and such after fighting some of them Turks, so we were taking a little bit of time to recuperate so we can go clear some more out and get more stuff done. Can't expect us to get stuff done if we're all dead now, can you?
Well, quite frankly, I do not care about how alive any of you are, simply that it gets done. So
Aye.
consider this your first warning. If there is nothing else done by the end of the day, then that church will no longer stand. I do not think I need to threaten you anymore. You know the kind of weaponry we have available to us and the kind of people that we are. Of course, we have rewarded you greatly already, so please do not be rude. We are trying to be hospitable guests. And he just taps on the table once, smiles, and stands up and leaves the cafe.
Oh, that was rude.
Mm. So we're supposed to get this thing for them, right? That's one of those guys. I wasn't there for the whole thing.
I believe so. I know that's their name. The loyal goal. It's hard to say with this accent.
Whatever it is, yes.
Okay,
so if we don't do anything now, they're gonna
burn the church down. Evelyn needs 48 hours.
Well,
I guess we've got some errands to run.
well, it's just going to the caves and looking inside there, right?
Or
suppose
killing more Turks. One of the two.
I'd rather not go round
Aye.
killing Turks. I mean, perhaps we could
But do we
Go
want
to
to
the
go
cave.
just to the cave, just the two of
Scout it
us,
out,
or
yes.
three of us?
go to the cave, scout it out. Say,
And she pulls Harvey, because
What?
I'm guessing we slid in on the opposite side of the booth. We're sitting next to each other. She's just gonna be like,
Mm.
I don't think they know we know where the amulet is.
no, I don't think they. No, I don't think they.
Well, should we bluff and act like we're getting more recon then?
Yes.
Maybe we should go back to that museum.
Oh, the library as well. We could say we're researching.
Aye.
And then if they start going, whoa, where is it? We'll go, we've closed it down.
So yeah, we've narrowed it down to 3 locations.
Yes,
Or
yes. and we're
two
now-
locations. Aye.
It's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Alright.
We'll bluff our way through it.
That sounds great.
Give Evelyn a bit more time. although-
I only need one more day after today, so
Yes. Oh, we could stop it right now. I've got no problem with
the,
stopping
the
it.
father is doing good work.
The father is torturing poor Evelyn.
Sometimes we need things we don't like.
Okay.
I learned that while reading about the Spanish Inquisition.
Yes, and I remember reading about the Spanish Inquisition and how horrific it was.
What?
It was a good idea.
I think we were reading 2 different books on the Spanish Inquisition.
Oh, quite possibly.
That really was the takeaway lesson from the Spanish Inquisition, isn't it? Okay, so where are you guys? Where are you two headed?
The library.
Yeah, let's go to the library.
And being like, oh, we're gonna get a lot of research done today on these locations. We've, just talking while we're walking. That's why we're staying in town and not going to the caves.
Okay.
Yes. We'll bluff looking in the library.
So you
first.
actually don't want to look
no.
at anything at all, really?
Well, no, you know
Well,
what?
we're
I've
gonna
not
actually look,
Yeah, for
but-
research and stuff, but
but we're not gonna be like, oh, let's go straight to the place where we're pretty damn sure we know where it is.
yeah, we're gonna extend it and make
Yeah,
it
we're
long.
drawing
Yeah,
it out.
Yeah.
Give
Okay.
Evelyn some time.
Yeah. All right, so you guys will have a look through. If there is any topics that you'd like to make a library use check on, feel free.
Actually, Yeah, I want to research this big ice creature.
Hmm.
Whatever the hell it is.
Ifaqua.
Ithaquah.
That's what it's called. I'm going to research the hell out of it
Okay.
and see any weaknesses or anything like that.
All right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some folklore or something like that.
Hmm.
Nancy, I think we already researched a little bit of that, but can't hurt more.
What's my
Nancy is
library?
gonna look for
Oh,
general like studies on the occult in the area. Like,
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Got to believe. All right, Nancy can give me a
It's a
roll.
shame your librarian
Ugh.
is under torture.
Let's not pretend like Evelyn would actually make the library use roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure our
That's not-
library use is the same, but I
Probably.
failed.
All
We're
right.
just looking it through these.
Oh, these are great pictures.
Good book, yes.
Yes.
So, fantastic. So the two of you are having a look through, and we'll cut back to Evelyn. So, Evelyn, it's been several hours at this point, and Father Josiah returns from his grisly work. And yes, the viewer decision is that he has been giving you a rub down with only his beard. So that happened in one particularly strange 20 seconds where Father Josiah got carried away. Oh, don't mind me. Sorry, sometimes I get distracted. This is God's beard, you see. This is God's beard. Anyway, he returns from his
Holy oil.
yes, holy beard oil. Returns from his work on your mouth, having removed several teeth from it, and he's kind of holding one of them up to the light. Yes, the sins are being purged from you, Evelyn. Fear not, we are only just getting started.
She would kind of like, I don't know which teeth he took, and even if like I can make sentences through all the pain and stuff.
Yeah, you can speak.
I don't even know what to say. What more do you have to take from me?
Oh, that is yet to be decided. We
So
need
you're
to.
making this up as you go.
We need to learn the full extent of your sin, Evelyn. You need to tell me now everything that you've done. What is it that you have done wrong in the eyes of God, Evelyn? Be honest with me now, for God hates liars.
Let me just look through my notes. All bad things. Oh,
Let me show you the playlist.
She opens a book. I did this on the States. Just her diary. I killed a man. And I would kill again.
Why did you kill this man?
To save those I care about.
And you would do the same again to save your friends.
I would.
Interesting. And what of the other so-called gods? You have seen their handiwork. Do you admire it, or do you hate it? The being known as Makriat has many machinations.
I do what needs to be done. And at the time, that was what would needed. That was what was needed to be done to protect myself and others.
And what would you do? How far would you go?
For every piece that you take of me, I will take from you. Be aware of that.
You think that you will take from God's chosen? Blaspheme so. Truly, the Dark Ones have touched your soul. Where do you believe the soul exists, Evelyn?
I do believe that we have souls.
And where do you believe in the body that exists? In your brain? And he touches your forehead. In your heart? And he points to your heart. Perhaps elsewhere. Where would you say the human soul resides?
My soul is an essence that is through me entirely.
Ah, so every inch of you is your soul.
And every inch of you is your soul.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, in that case. And he goes back to his kit and brings out this flaying knife. Then we're going to have to get to work, aren't we? My, this might be a little longer than I expected.
Evelyn wants to scream. She's gonna scream real loud, kumquat. To the top of her lungs, the loudest that she can yell it, she's gonna yell kumquat.
All right. So, Pat, outside, roll me a listen check.
Got it.
Got it? Nice. You hear from inside Evelyn screaming in the word kumquat.
Okay, I take out my vial of priest blood, I pour it on the handle, and I open it
Okay.
after I shoot the fucking lock out.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So let's see what we should roll here. So you're gonna throw the priest blood onto the lock first of all, and then, or shoot it first and then the priest blood.
Well, my bullets are priest blood
you're right,
on
yeah.
them, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it on, drip it on the handle so I could grab it and open it.
Okay. Okay. Roll me a. Let's see. Find the name of it so I don't get it wrong. Yeah. Roll me a con as you do this.
Got it.
Nice. So you're going to take 2 wounds, 2 health damage, as you bust open the door, spraying the blood onto the door handle and bursting it open with a shot to the door, and it bursts open, and the priest is inside. Pat, what you see is Evelyn seated down in a chair, and the priest is just sitting down next to her and seems to be in quiet contemplation. It's a well-lit room, and there is some nice kind of spiritual smells in here, you know, like ointments and the like. The father has a priestly book and looks up in surprise as you burst in. There is no torture rack with devices on, and Evelyn seems to be perfectly happy.
I go to 2.
Okay. So as you go into phase 2, and you click this thing down, you see the same thing. The colors have changed, but it appears as though Evelyn is still here.
I swear to fucking God.
He's sitting there still reading a book in phase 2.
Yeah, the priest looks up. What seems to be the problem here?
He can see me though.
Oh yeah.
All right. I got my gun out, man, and I'm gonna say, I need Miss Evelyn now.
I'm afraid that you all agreed.
I'm afraid I'm going to change the nature of that agreement.
You are reneging on your contract with God.
Not at all. There ain't no way God signed up for this.
Oh, you have no idea of what God is capable of.
You have no idea what I am. Turn her loose, or I swear to God the devil himself will weep when he sees what I've done to you.
The priest seems to gauge you, Father Josiah. You think that weapon there with that priest's blood will do anything? You cannot challenge me in heaven. And he looks around himself as though he thinks that this is heaven.
I'll give it a shot.
But then you would never find her, would you?
What are you playing out here, priest? How long are you gonna hide out in here?
What was the name of your wife again? It escapes me, although I remember her face so keenly.
What do you know about her?
Oh, well, I know that she resides in heaven. And he gestures around himself once again. Along with Evelyn.
You give me the girl.
I wish it were that simple, truly I do, but there are prices to pay for such things. And,
Take
well,
me.
That is a offer which is both intriguing and enticing.
Turn her loose.
Your soul in exchange for hers.
Yes.
You would so quickly offer up everything?
I would.
He leans in and looks over at Evelyn, who seems to just be like staring forwards, smiling, and he traces his hand over her like hair. Well, she is locked away far from here, as is your wife. I suppose I could look into the matter, but I would need some time.
I want him back now.
I understand. The human soul is so immediate, so whining. These things do take some time. Are you sure it's Evelyn that you'd want, or not her? And he gestures a hand out, and before you, you see an image of your wife, who seems to materialize out of the light. I could bring her back to you, Patterson. What was taken from you could be yours again. God has many gifts.
That ain't her. You give me back Evelyn.
Oh, but it is, you see. You must know of the prisons in the 4th stage where Macreat keeps those most important, yes? Those who we need alive. Their souls never truly die in the 1st stage as long as Macreat sees to it, so she could be restored to you. You know that this is true.
Where are these prisons?
Far from here, far from you, but close to God.
Is that where Evelyn is?
She is exactly where I want her. Oh, what will it be? Your soul for Evelyn's or your wife's? Either would be agreeable to me. You could see them if you want. A brief visit.
No.
No?
Francesca and I have had our fight. Turn Evelyn loose, and you can take me.
I'm afraid I'd need you first. You understand insurances?
You assured... I don't believe you. Turn the girl loose. And I swear I'll come with you.
He looks at Evelyn. So lost, so pained. I wonder if it's even worth it at this point for her. I've seen inside her very soul, and there's not much left, Pat. Not after what I've been up to.
But you can give some of her back, can't you?
Some of her can be restored. I was not lying.
Do it. I know you don't need 48 hours. If you want me, you restore her to the way she was before all this shit.
Then I agree. But you're going to need to hand over a few things to me. First of all, that timepiece you have.
I throw it to the ground.
Slide it across the floor.
I throw it at his feet.
That weapon.
I throw my gun to the ground.
And any other weaponry on you. I can sense that there is some ammunition, which could be dangerous. Wouldn't want anyone to get hurt now, would we?
I throw it to the ground.
Good. Good. Then, if you, just wait but a moment. And let's cut back to the two of you guys, as you're in a library.
Yeah, I don't think we're finding any information here, Harv. Maybe we should go back to the museum. Take a breather, little walk. It's on the way.
You are muted.
You're muted, Harvey.
No.
Shoot, sorry, I was so tired.
I know you're falling asleep in that book there about, Yetis.
Oh dear. I have found nothing on this. thing.
Let's go to the museum one last time. Maybe, look around a bit more and then
Why
go back
not?
to the church, check on how things are going there.
Why not? We'll stop off at the
Alright.
museum.
The museum's on the way.
Everything's on the way according to you guys.
It's a very straight world.
It really is, yeah.
Very linear.
Very linear.
Yeah. So let's go to the museum.
Okay. Yeah, you go to the museum. The lady there. Oh, you have been here several times now. You must really enjoy the museum.
It's great. We love it.
Absolutely.
Is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
Actually, there is one thing. What do you know of the folk tale of, and I forgot his name. What's his name?
Ithaca. Or
Ithaca.
not the other guy.
Is that the god, the
Ithaca's the
cold
the
god?
thing.
Oh,
yeah.
oh yeah, yes. I believe it is in the old Roman temple. Some articles on that. If you go down, there is an entrance round the back. Not many people have found it, but there is actually entrance to the catacombs down there.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
that sounds
Is there like
great.
any information, scriptures, or is there any like folklore about this thing?
You know, I would have to ask the museum janitor. He's the only one that really goes down there anymore. No one is very interested. Most of them stay inside, I would take some kind of lighting down there. I think it's dark. I can find him for you if you want, though.
If you wouldn't mind, that would be great. We're very interested.
Aye, that sounds great.
Okay. She comes back a few moments later with this gentleman. He looks like a janitor, and he looks somewhat unassumingly towards you. This gentleman will help you now, and he says, something about the catacombs.
The catacombs. I don't know what I turned British.
I don't know why I've gone so bloody British right now.
Harvey's fair enough for me. Yeah, the catacombs. That sounds great. We're very interested in, dead people.
Well, we're
places.
more interested in the folklore around it. And,
That too.
and that the old monstery gaudy thing.
It leads, if you go far enough, to the caverns at Postumia.
Oh,
it does.
really?
Old
Interesting.
connected caverns, but some of them have collapsed inwards. It's not open usually to the general public.
Oh, naturally.
Somewhat dangerous.
Are there any like tomes or books or like scriptures on the wall that are talking about this creature and the folklore around it?
I think down there is some writing on the wall, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, there is
That's
there?
super cool. Let's get a lantern, a light.
Yes, you wouldn't mind allowing us just to have a quick look. We have, just a quick look.
Or
We'll-
in
we'll-
insurance purposes, we're not allowed to allow people down there
Oh
usually.
yes, I understand,
it's
and I
true,
buddy
it's
up
true.
against him, and I get
Yeah,
some money.
Nancy-
and I just
Nancy's
know,
gonna-
yes, I understand, yes, but we are scholars, you see.
I write for Catacombs Monthly.
That's right.
I
She's
pull
the
up my
lead
notebook.
Yeah, he takes the money. He looks at the money. Catacombs Monthly. Of course, of course.
It's a Scottish, magazine, mostly. But
Yeah.
Well, perhaps I can show you down there.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We won't be long.
Of course.
Aye.
So he leads you down back to the temple, and he frowns as he sees the sarcophagus, which
we're gonna run into that guy.
is
I
lying,
forgot about him.
which is lying somewhat open, and he kind of frowns. This is not right. He peeks inside. There should be a body of Johann Winkelmann in there.
Oh dear.
Well, I'm going to have to report this. This could be a grave robbery.
Oh, it could be.
It could be. Or maybe it's a restoration attempt. Some museums, they'll have fancy people come in every so often. And
Well,
do,
I would have heard about that. I'm
restorations.
pretty sure. I should give me a moment here. I need to go speak to security.
Could
Yes,
you
no
just
problem.
drop us off first at, the catacombs interest? I promise we won't
just
do
round the
anything.
corner around there.
Alright.
He
Thank you.
just around that dark corner. Yeah, he rushes back inside to call security.
All right. Well, let's have a look around. We'll pull the
Forgot
lantern
about
up and
that.
have a look.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a look. You turn around the corner, and he tells the truth. There is a set of stairs which are leading down into what looks like a catacombs area, and that is a viewer decision, which of course means
boy.
that we need you guys in chat to tell us what's in the catacombs.
Something, yeah. The pendant.
Yeah. What's in the catacombs, my friends?
No, an anti-god gun would also be very nice.
Yeah, anti-god gun, skeleton tea party, something pleasant.
So pleasant, yeah.
Hell,
Evelyn
even
in a
graphically.
cell.
I mean,
Evelyn in a cell. Back
oh yeah.
up,
Evelyn, what are you doing here?
Evelyn. You're
Evelyn,
supposed
my
to
dear.
be getting, holy.
All right, so you guys heading down the staircase?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. So you head down the staircase. It's kind of rough-hewn steps, and it's not long before you're out at the bottom of the staircase into a large cavernous room, which seems to wind off in several directions. There is a kind of dripping of water on onto the floor. From above, it looks like a lot of moisture kind of comes through, most likely from a nearby stream. And yeah, it's really dark in here, so you can see around you with the lantern that you have a little bit, but casting light onto the whole area is probably several hundred feet wide. Underneath you are rocks, which seem quite treacherous, rather.
Well, this is somewhat bigger than I thought.
Well, catacombs can be rather large sometimes.
Yes.
Especially if they're already in a natural cavern, I suppose.
Can we? I'm probably going to be looking more on the walls for scriptures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Roll me a spot hidden.
Oh,
Me too.
Yep.
God, I hope so, because my spot is
It's a success.
Nice.
Oh, mine was a
Oh.
good success.
Hey, an actual good success. Rather than those bad successes you guys keep having. We succeeded in dying. Yeah. Fantastic. So yes, the two of you do see scriptures on the walls. It seems as though they're in some form of text which you're not familiar with. It seems to be like a foreign language. Now, do any of you guys speak any German?
No, I only speak
German? No.
Okay.
9.
Nine. Yeah,
Nine.
you can recognize like the language, but you don't speak it particularly well.
In that case, I'm going to get a piece of paper and
Oh,
a pencil.
Hold
and-
on.
To the Indiana
What?
Jones.
Yeah, do the indie. Oh, yeah, that might be. That might be a bit easier.
I'll take a picture with my camera.
Got my pencil and pen just. Oh,
Well, I guess like 1923, you've probably got like a gigantic camera, right?
Yeah.
That you're like hauling
decent
around the
sized,
whole
yeah.
time.
It's
You're,
in my
like,
purse next to the
Make sure
head
it lights
and
it
the
up.
whiskey. That's
Yeah.
literally that's all that's it. It's like money, head, whiskey, camera. Just
It's,
big old
it's
carpet
probably really bad lighting, but yeah, you can get some, you know, like an image of it, and Harvey can scroll down any bits as well alongside that to take a photo of it.
Yep. I
But
know.
like I say, there's lots of tunnels to explore down here.
bag. Oh, I'm sure there are.
Yeah, plenty, I'm sure. Do we know if Evelyn speaks German?
I don't know.
I don't think so. She speaks Latin, right?
She's told you what languages she speaks. German is not
Latin,
one of
isn't
them.
it?
I didn't. I
It's
don't
Italian,
think she does.
Latin, French, and a bit of Turkish. She knows more Turkish than she knows Italian.
Okay. Okay, I guess we go to the. We won't go far because it'll be. It seems like very easy to get lost. So we may go for the first tunnel and have a look down there, see if there's anything in particular.
That sounds good.
We're not gonna go far from, because this place seems like it's easy to get lost in.
Yeah, yeah.
Aye.
Okay. Yeah, so you head down one of the first tunnels, and you explore basically this narrow tunnel, very dark and still the kind of dripping water above you. And there are more scriptures on the walls the deeper you go in here.
Are they all still in German? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still in German, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And yeah, we'll just try and photograph everything that we possibly can.
Okay, okay.
Unless
So
it's anything that looks like it repeats. And then...
yeah, makes sense. So let us cut back to our favorite dynamic duo, Pat and Evelyn. Not our favorite, I mean, you know, we love you equally. So returning to the chamber with the priest, Father Josiah says, very well, then I will bring Evelyn back for you, and you will be chained in turn. And he basically places a hand on Evelyn's face. He actually goes to scoop up the gun as well. It's down by his feet and aim it at Pat. And then he stops aiming at you and thinks, no, of course, and aims it at Evelyn's head. And as he touches her head with his hand, Evelyn's kind of dull, expressionless face returns. And her body changes somewhat from what it was just kind of like perfectly unharmed sitting there before. You see she has missing teeth, and it looks like parts of her skin have been flayed off. But she's alive, looks wounded, and is actually chained down to the chair with clasps. And you look around, you see Father Josiah there, and Pat before you, who's weaponless and well, before the priest. And Father Josiah says, welcome back, Evelyn.
I want to try to like break out of my restraints. Like she's gonna immediately like freak out.
Okay, roll me like an extremely difficult strength, because you are weakened and flayed.
Please. No.
Nope.
Can I use luck on that, please?
You can spend 5 luck on the right hand roll if you want.
Yes, I want to. See, this, you know how I said I'm gonna save all my luck? This is when.
This is the moment.
This is the moment.
Now is the hour. Okay. So you're bursting out of you kind of like just pull out of your restraints. You're in a chair, and you hear like the click as the gun is kind of, the trigger is, not the trigger is pulled back, but, he cocks the gun. Don't move anywhere, Evelyn, else things will have to get nasty.
So you're saying he's distracted on me, is what you're saying.
Is that correct, Will?
He's looking at you. He has a
Looking at
gun.
Me?
He's looking at Evelyn, I mean.
Oh, I do have I have 2 nat 20s. Thank you.
I want to pop the tongue, and I want to grab hit the wrist of the gun hand.
Okay, so let's do a tongue check. So let's have a dex to see if you can like pinpoint the gun with the tongue. There you go, nice. So so Pat's tongue, his eldritch tongue, just kind of whips out onto the priest's hand. And as it touches him, you take 1 damage as he's kind of like, it just burns and hisses as it kind of grabs it, but a gun falls down onto the floor, and the priest curses, "Damn it!"
How close is that sacred knife to me?
I don't know where a knife is at this point. He did have the flayed knife in his hand before, but he doesn't, like when you were speaking to him, but he doesn't have it on him currently.
So it doesn't appear to be like the torture devices in the wall like it was for me.
They're across the other side of the room. You could run to them. There's just not one in his immediate hand.
Okay. Pat, do you want to do anything?
I'm grabbing my gun with my tongue.
Yeah, so you've got, you know, the gun kind of like a chameleon brings it back like a fly. And you got the gun back in your mouth, basically, at this point, Pat. And the priest says, "Damn it, you fools, you know not what you have done. You will never see her again, Patterson. I myself will see to her."
Let's play tug of war, Evelyn.
And I lash my tongue around his throat. Do it.
All right.
Wishbone, Evelyn, let's do this shit.
I guess I do the same. I want to like.
Okay, both of you can roll me a strength.
A strength.
Yes.
Damn.
You got a nat 20.
I
You
want
got
to
a-
use that.
nat
I want
20.
to use one of my nat 20.
And
yeah.
I hit a fucking 2, Will,
You
on
did.
that.
Nice.
I'm gonna
Let's
use
get
one
that
of
nat
that.
20 off. There we go. Yeah, so these 2 tongues just like lash out at the priest. Now, let's see. You take 3 damage as these tongues lash onto him because it just like burns up and sears. It touches his sacred, quote unquote, flesh. And you've just got these tongues lashed onto him, and the power is like ripping out his throat. And you can see that, you know, his skin is clearly resistant to this because he's got that kind of magical effect going on. And he screams, "You will not!" And he is going to attempt to cast a spell.
Hold on a second. We
Okay.
weren't trying to choke him. We were trying to tear him apart.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
that's a different force altogether. That's
Yeah.
not us or Mystic or anything. So
Yeah, you're trying to rip out his throat, but clearly his skin is magically resistant.
I've got his throat, she's got his feet, and we're pulling.
Oh, his feet. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I thought
we're-
Evelyn was
we're
just going. I
wishboning
thought
this
you
guy.
were kind of going for his head, and like both sides are
we
pulling
know
his
he's
face
resistant
apart.
to that shit. He's not resistant to the forces of fucking nature, though. I mean, we can.
All right. So he is going to try and cast a spell as this is happening. And the 2 of you, can you roll me a dex real quick?
I suck. Can I use my last nat 20 to survive a buttery
I'm
steak?
gonna use my luck on that, Will. I'm gonna use 14 luck. Damn.
Ouch.
Um,
Evelyn, you still have an nat 20 if you want to save.
I want to think of it.
He rubs his beard on the tongue. Okay, so spend your last nat 20 to save it, and you want to spend a luck to save from that as well, Pat.
Right.
Okay, so taste of rich oils. Delightful. Yeah, so he starts like chanting out this kind of priestly, kind of cant, as the 2 of you are just like ripping him apart, and you can see his skin is resisting it. His whole body seems to be resisting the force of this pull, and as the 2 of you manage to evade this chant, you see that there are spikes that come out from the ground and tear at you. But you manage to dodge away from it. And Pat, you see the image of your wife, Francesca, and she says, "You have doomed me. I hate you." And she is ripped limb from limb, this ghostly image, and just kind of like splattered against the wall as the priest manages to get his last laugh in, and he goes, "You shall not." And as
Bring
he
him
is
down on the spike.
yeah,
that
he's just ripped limb from limb as he manages to get that last thing out. You smash him down onto the spikes, and his body comes apart like a cheese string, and there's just organs and entrails all over the floor, and you splatter it down. And the two of you can roll me a sanity check.
This is just a gruesome injury, though, right?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say.
Well, I'm immune to that, though. But I'm not trying.
No. This is your wife being blown up before your very eyes for Pat.
I know it's not her. I'm pretty sure it's not her.
That's not how you eat cheese string. Damn it. So a save and a fail from Evelyn. Fantastic.
Now wait a minute. Did she come back with any type of benefit? Because he said he was bringing her back juiced up. So I'm assuming...
He certainly did say that, didn't he?
He did.
he certainly did say that. So we'll get to that in a second. So Evelyn, you lose 4 sanity points as you bring him down. However, the two of you can both roll me a... In fact, not the two of you. Evelyn, you can roll me a D20.
Please, for the love of God, be a 20.
Oh, that's not the hottest. That is not the hottest. So you get out of +5 class, so 12 sanity is what was restored to Evelyn, as the process was not quite finished, but he certainly did something to restore you. And you pull him.
Killed the holy man.
You pull him limb from limb, and he's dead in this chamber.
But there's still body parts there, right?
Oh hell yeah!
I'm gonna go grab that knife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pop the laudanum, and I want to stab him a bunch.
Okay.
I want to stab him, and then I want to carve out the teeth that I'm missing.
Okay. Do you want to perform the spell?
While on drugs, yeah.
While I'm on drugs, yeah. Sure. Okay. Cool.
I get all my shit, Will.
Yeah. You pick up your stuff.
And the watch and all my shit. Yeah.
So Evelyn once again performs a grisly ritual of taking out his teeth and putting them into her mouth and reattaching them via the eldritch magics. On the priest's body, I should know, if you're giving him a search, presumably you find a stopwatch.
Nice. Motherfucker was working for him. So we got 2 now, right?
Yes. And +1 eldritch beard.
I take that right off.
I put it on my face.
That's now a beard stroker. Just
Excellent.
Will, I have a mechanics question to ask you real quick. I have my pool of armor points, and I've been taking damage off of that you tell me is worthy of that.
Sure.
Is that correct?
Yeah,
Is
that works. Yeah.
Okay. Because I can't do another flesh spell until that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do a carved flesh now. I was going to do that if you weren't going to let me, so I wanted to.
Yeah, no worries. Okay.
So
Evelyn just goes down rather manically and just starts stabbing and carving into his flesh. There's just blood all over her by the time she's done and she's exhausted.
The beard is a mimic.
I go up and get her and pull her off after it's done.
Yeah. So Evelyn, you kind of come back round a few minutes later. Well, probably like 20 minutes later, honestly, after you've done all the stabbing that you felt like was necessary.
A lot. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot of stabbing. Just to be clear. And Pat has you.
She's covered in blood.
She's
right?
covered in blood. She looks fucking insane right now.
All right.
Oh, and when she comes back too, she's probably crying too. She's like, I'm just tired of all this, and she's in tears.
Right. I clean her up. I take her out to the vestibule and I check the holy water first to make sure it doesn't burn the shit out of me, which I'm sure it doesn't because this guy had packed up other shit. And I start cleaning her off and we get another change of clothes on her.
Yeah. In terms of weaponry, there is a ton of what seems like magical weapons in here that the priests had, which seem to be similar to a sacrificial dagger that could be used in rituals. So pretty much all of his flaying equipment is magical. The holy water, again, looks like it could be splashed all over the thing. The confusing thing is, though, all of his like imagery around here and all of his powers did seem to have like crucifixes with them. And so it seems as though he is either actually a priest of some kind of power, or was actually a priest of some kind of power, or Makriat had somehow convinced him and changed him. So there's a couple of things to note there in terms of whom you may be trusting in the future. But yeah, you can pack up all of his stuff. The whiskey was not Eldridge.
Will, when I check, can I check his body to see if he's wearing the Victorian cross that the priest gave me? Because he said that only the people that had the Victorian cross could be trusted. Does he have one like I have?
Yes, he had shown you that as well, I think, last episode.
Is it legit though? I mean, is it like...
It seems to be.
Well, there goes that theory.
Go church.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, we're probably gonna have to burn this place to the ground. So, get
It's
what you
okay.
need.
Just do nothing
just
for
won't
one
do
afternoon.
anything,
Yeah.
and then they'll burn it down for us.
Right.
That's what we want.
Oh yeah, y'all are still gone in the catacombs.
I love that.
Oh,
Christ, that was
fun.
intense, man. I'm tired now. I want to go to sleep.
It's not even the second hour yet.
Oh my god.
So, I mean, Evelyn's pretty tired as well. Pratt is probably quite exhausted from this whole experience. Like, performing the tongue thing does take something out of you. And yeah, people are going to come looking at some point, presumably for a priest.
Well, I close that door.
Mhm.
That door to that terrible room is closed.
Do you take all the weapons and stuff though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna take.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll pull out all the good shit.
Okay.
Tongue high five, Evelyn.
Gross.
Well, I mean,
So
She's
you,
a married woman.
you come back outside into the cathedral, and Harvey and Nancy are not there.
let's get our shit together. In every sense of that phrase.
Do you want to go looking for him?
I mean, there's no note left or anything, right?
No.
Well, my suggestion is let us go. And Evelyn, you have a vote in this. I say we go like across the street and watch the church until they show back up. Because I don't know if we should be in here when everybody rolls in for afternoon mass and there's blood and shit and pus and demonology and tears and everything else all about this place. And then us.
Yeah.
So.
So are we going to that coffee shop that they were in?
You want a coffee?
It's our turn to have some fucking tea and coffee.
I love that. Okay, fantastic. So the two of you are like, let's get a fucking coffee. So you head to the little cafe and spend some time there. It's nice.
It's like Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
It's terrible shit.
Evelyn's gonna pull a Nancy, and she has her own flask now that she got from the church, and she's pouring that in her coffee or her tea, whatever the hell she's drinking.
Okay, fantastic. So yeah, the two of you head to the cafe and get some rest. Let's cut back to Harvey and Nancy. Back down in the catacombs. As the two of you are down here, you've just discovered the Wardmore scriptures, and you've headed down the first tunnel. Go ahead.
Can we pull up the map and see if this, we can see if this is a tunnel that was maybe on that map we had?
You've, at this point, you've got no idea. You're probably quite a far way out.
All right. Okay.
It's possible that it leads in from any one of the tunnels on the map. And you've kind of explored the end of this tunnel. There's a couple of other offshoots. And you guys begin to hear some whispering.
You're muted, Harvey.
One of these days, I'm going to stop muting my mixer. So is it coming in front of us or behind us?
It's coming from behind you.
Behind? I turn around.
Well,
Hello?
You look back, and there are...
I don't turn around. I don't want to see.
There are things moving on the wall, Harvey. They seem to be skulls that weren't there before.
Well, are they moving towards me, or are they just going like that?
No, they seem to be, chattering as if the skulls are moving.
Chattering. Nancy?
Harvey, why are you whispering so much?
It's not me.
Oh, that's great.
There seems to be something. Hang on, 1 second. And I'm going to move a bit closer.
You know, if there's something, we should probably just leave and go get Pat.
Well, the
and
problem is that they're in the way of us leaving.
Oh, and this is a dead end. Great. All right.
Well,
Cool.
you know. it's never
Whiskey.
easy.
Good.
I'm going to go closer and have a look.
Okay. Roll me a sanity check.
Shit. Believe
Let's
in my
be
sanity.
honest. You should have saw that coming.
I.
I save.
You
Nice.
safe.
You see that all of these skulls seem to be whispering and speaking, and a lot of them seem to be speaking of sin. And it's like a cacophony of whispers.
There are talking skulls here, Nancy.
Sure there are. All right.
Sins, sins.
Oh, that seem to be holy skulls, at least from the whispers I'm hearing.
I mean, could you say any skull is holy that is talking?
Oh, I mean, maybe if it was a saint skull. You know, they've got the saint, you know, like the finger bone of Saint what's his face in the church in my village back home. You know, it's
Well,
in like
yes,
a little
but-
glass case. And it's, you know,
Yes, but the finger doesn't waggle, does it? It doesn't wiggle and goes around, does it?
it might, you know, if there was a really great holy event going on. Maybe this is in response to Evelyn back at the church.
I mean, I suppose it's possible.
Evelyn the sinner.
That priest's doing great work.
Evelyn the sinner.
One of the skulls whispers Evelyn the sinner.
Oh, see? I knew it.
The
I
rest
wanna
seem to
go
take
in-
up the call. Evelyn the sinner. Evelyn the sinner.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very good. They
Well,
seem
he
to
said
all
he
know
was
Evelyn.
he was gonna rededicate her, so he's got to clean the sins up first. It only makes sense, Harv.
We've got
That
talking
is
skulls.
fucking insane.
I'm just saying it makes sense.
Well, you know, as much as anything makes sense these days.
I suppose you got a point there. Anyway, I think we better leave. I
At
think.
least we haven't seen a full, you know, skeleton or anything.
She can still be saved.
Oh, she could still be set. See?
Wait. Which skull said that? Which
Which one of you said
One of them randomly seems to say it, and the rest take up the kind of call.
who
just
Evelyn
see
can be
this-
saved?
Yeah, at this point, Nancy, you can roll me a sanity check as well, because you're...
All right, yeah, I'll turn around and be like, oh. All
I
right.
did warn her. So.
Oh, that's a failure.
Warning of insanity is
Oh.
different than seeing insanity. Yes, alright, Nancy, so you will lose some sanity. Yeah, only two.
Okay.
Only
only
two.
two.
You'll be fine. And yeah, the skulls don't seem to like answer you individually, but one of them kind of on the wall will say something, and then the rest kind of take up that cacophony, that chorus. So you ask, can Evelyn still be saved? And one of the voices says, she's in prison, in prison, along with the others.
Oh, well, others.
Who? Where?
Patterson.
What?
What about Patterson?
His wife.
He's married. He got in bed with me, and he's Oh.
Nancy, we already knew he was married.
What? We did.
Well, I did, I think. I'm pretty sure. he
I think
said-
everybody but you knew.
Yeah.
How could I have overlooked this?
So
Fuck.
wait. Where are they being held?
Oh, prison.
Prison.
Wait,
Like
where's
us.
the prison?
Like
Could you
us.
give me a
Oh,
GPS?
you're in prison too? Well, I don't think you made it.
How can we save them?
The skulls don't seem to be able to answer that question.
I thought that'd be too easy.
So you're in prison. You know, you don't really look super healthy. All right, no.
This is our punishment from Acreat.
Oh, from Macria, that bastard.
Great. So now do you think these are holy?
Hey, well, you know, maybe not if they're being held in prison with Macria, but
What can you tell us about Macreat? How can we stop him?
Again, the skulls don't seem to be able to answer the question.
Hmm.
We will be worms soon.
You'll be what soon?
Well,
Okay.
soon we'll be
Worms.
worms.
No, I don't think they're on a time limit here.
Worms soon. I don't like worms a lot. I should probably.
I think we should go now.
I
don't think we can get
agree.
much
Let's
more
go.
out of
You have to save us. Save us.
Ooh, how?
yeah, I mean,
Stop Macria.
All right, that's what we're trying to do. So, stiff upper lip, Mr. Skull.
The sins, the sins, the sins. They take up that call again.
All right, let's get the hell out of here, Nancy. So, it's not, I suppose we got so many people to help and rescue.
It seems like the whole bloody world needs our help.
Well, the world does end if we fail.
That's true. It's true. Shall we check on the train on the way back to the church? Make sure it's ready to go, just in case.
Because that's totally on the way.
It's just along the way.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure.
It's all
you'll-
in a straight line.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure he's got.
All
his
right.
Can we just stop it in France? Yes, along the way. It's
Along the way, I want to make sure it's
We don't want to go to France. We'll have to pass through Venice first.
Yeah.
Well, you know what happens. in Venice.
yeah. All right. Okay. So, where is it you guys want to head into on the way back out of these catacombs?
I guess I would head back to the church. I suppose that's where everyone else is.
Because he said like a couple of days ago, so the train's probably close to being ready. At least it should be ready after our midnight tour tonight, unless we take these catacombs.
Yeah. So Evelyn and Pat are in a corner of a cafe across the street, and they see Harvey and Nancy going back into the cathedral.
We just knock on the glass of the window.
Yeah. You guys hear
Oh.
the sound on the other side. Makes you jump.
Oh,
Roll me a sanity check now. I'm kidding.
Let's head
I
outside.
guess he finished early. How you feeling, Evelyn?
How many people are in here?
It's it's a lively cafe. There's people going around. It's a tourist hotspot, this place. So it's a busy cafe. You've got your own booth, though. We can say, it's not like guaranteed no one could overhear you, but it seems like no one's around.
Evelyn is
Listening
just
in.
going to glare at Nancy
There is
and
some
just drink
stuff.
her whiskey-filled coffee.
Well, you're doing better than we thought, because there was a bunch of talking skulls in some catacombs
I
that
just-
said you were in prison.
I just imagine this is all like whilst Nancy and Harvey are still outside, so she's just shouting this through a pane of glass.
We saw a load of skulls.
So eventually, the two of you come inside and take
I
some
thought
seats.
you were in prison.
I
Along with your wife.
So the two of you eventually come inside and take the seats on the other side of the booth.
So, what happened? Are you feeling better? Okay.
I'm debating if she wants to talk to you guys. She's kind of like shaking while she's having her drink. Like she's trying to look at you, like she's totally calm. She's got this shit together. She's like filled with anger right now, and she's just drinking her coffee.
Nancy thinks it's probably low blood sugar that you just drink.
Okay. What happened? Was it done?
Pat had to come rescue me because it did not go very well.
What?
In the long run, I suppose it did, but if y'all ever leave me with a stranger ever again, I swear to God, to our God, Nancy, that I will make you pay.
At least you seem to be rededicated.
I have a
Not that well,
dedication
then,
to
huh?
just murder some motherfuckers.
Waitress comes and puts the coffee down. There's an awkward pause. It's just like... Anyone want any milk? Sugar? No?
She's gonna transfer her glare to the
Waitress looks back. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. So she runs off.
We are going to finish this, and I am going to go home. our quest needs to come to an end very soon.
I would very much like that
Aye.
myself. But honestly, I mean, how many more do we need to find?
Well, we've got a head, an arm, and a leg. I'm guessing, and we know that there was a torso, but someone else has it.
Yes.
We need another arm,
And another.
another leg.
The torso is the one that's...
Torso's in Istanbul, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, is it Istanbul or Constantinople? Which one?
Constantinople at this point in history, yeah.
Yeah. So we think that's where it is. Yeah, Constantinople.
Yeah, aye, because we think that, Mr. Macreat got
So at least 3 more cities we have to go.
There's one here.
Oh, sorry,
in
2.
the
Yes.
There's one here,
catacombs.
and yeah, aye.
Yes, 2 more cities. 2 more cities after we've had this one.
Don't we have like 4 more cities to go through?
Or something like that.
Well, we
Write it
got the new
down.
train. We can go where we want.
to an extent, I guess.
Do you guys bring up the catacombs experience?
Aye.
I suppose.
There was some
I suppose there was
skulls.
some
Suppose.
And they were all chattering about sins and prison and you and your wife,
What-
which I did not know you were married.
Waitress
Mr.
comes and brings milk and sugar. Another awkward pause.
Can I have some biscuits, please, as well?
Oh yes, of course.
Thank you.
She leaves.
Give whiskey.
I don't think the skulls are.
Evelyn takes her whiskey and hands it to you.
Alright.
She's learning. She's learning.
Well,
From
we're
you.
gonna have to pick up some more, church whiskey before we go.
I don't think we should go back into the church. I think we should.
Why
avoid
not?
it.
It was so
It's-
nice.
It's unclean.
Well, we let him go.
Oh, okay, fair enough. You let him go, and you stop the thing. Okay, sure, no
All
problem.
right.
Waitress comes and brings biscuits.
Thank you. very much.
Another awkward
Are
pause.
these hobnobs?
Oh no, I'll go get them.
Oh, thank you very much.
She
Thank you.
leaves.
Anyway, what we found in the catacombs? Yes, we actually went down, and apparently it's like an old Roman temple, very around this, icy creature that we're supposed to be doing this medallion for, and we took some photographs of this old German.
Aye.
I don't. It could potentially help us lead to maybe defend ourselves against him or do something. Honestly, we had a visit from their cult, and they're pretty angry that we're not making progress. So
They came to this very cafe and was like, oh, if you don't get some progress done today, we're going to burn the church down. Can you
Yes.
believe it?
yes, they were going to burn the church down, which was obviously quite distressful for us, considering you guys were in it. So
Aye.
we went and decided to do a bit more research.
You didn't tell them that we know partially where
Oh,
it's at,
no,
right?
we didn't say
No,
anything.
no,
We
no.
just said we were, doing research, regaining some health and such, because, we were shot at a whole lot last night. We can't, find the medallion if we're dead, is what I told them.
Yes. So essentially, we decided to draw it out.
Aye. And then we went to the library and we didn't find anything. But then we found some catacombs underneath the the area of the Roman temple where Mr. Winkleman, I almost said Winkleding, Winkleman's sarcophagus was, which it was open.
Oh
I
yes,
was gonna kind of like glance at
and it's
grab that.
apparently empty as well. There was supposed to be
Aye.
a body in there. Did
Waitress
you-
brings hobnobs.
Oh, thank you very much.
Nice, nice.
Could I get some hot chocolate for my whiskey?
Oh yes, of course.
Oh, thank you.
That's okay.
She leaves.
Um,
I don't know anything about that.
No?
When
Okay.
when we looked, it was empty.
it was empty. Was it excellent?
Oh, that's good.
Fine. It's nothing to do with us. then.
Better than,
Probably some
a
children
random
or
skeleton being
something.
taken by the cult or something.
Mhm. Anyway, we do have some translations here that are German, and there should be at least one person around here who knows how to speak German. So potentially we could get
Or
that.
we could get, a little
translated.
translated book and try to do it ourselves.
I'd rather find someone who knows German.
Evelyn's really good at
We don't-
learning languages.
You think you can learn enough German to read this?
I just don't
I've-
know if
I've
we
had
want,
a sixth
random
language.
people potentially reading this stuff. It could make them,
You've got that reporter who's Austrian. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
he
Oh,
probably
we got
we
Hans.
can go to the train and ask Hans to read it. He
Oh,
knows
Hans.
German. That's a great.
Yes.
idea.
That's a
But-
good idea. So we'll go there. We'll get him translated. Then I suppose we go to the caverns later tonight. Do the midnight tour. Yes.
What time is it?
At this point, 6, 7 p.m.
Oh, really? Already?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's go to the to check on the train and get Hans to read this stuff for us.
Yeah. Library use checks take 6 hours unless you're trained like Evelyn. So,
Oh, yeah, I just didn't think the catacombs took that long.
yeah. Ask the waitress. Yeah. So,
Wait, say you
Do you
German?
speak German?
yeah.
Let's ask the person who we can.
Really big into occultism, actually. Yeah.
Oh,
She's a goth.
Yeah, what did you say? So yeah, the the 4 of you head off to see Hans and the progress on the train. You find him in Berto's house, where they've been staying, and Hans is oh, it's good to see you all. The train is coming along very well. It's almost set to go.
oh, what time? Like, do you think it could be ready to go by the wee hours of this morning?
Possibly, yeah. You'd have to speak to
I-
Berto, but I'd
Alright.
think so.
All right. Well, can you read some German for us?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, between the cave scratchings and the photographs.
Yeah.
What the
Give
So,
us 6 hours to develop these photographs, and we'll.
Does it
Yes.
take 6 hours? I know you can speed develop stuff.
no idea.
no idea.
'Cause I actually did camera stuff.
So Hans passes his sanity check as
Great.
he reads all of this. Yes, Hans gets the Flammenwaffe. So Hans reads the scripts and these photos in this dark room that Berto has under his basement for some
Yeah.
reason.
You could turn any room into a dark room. Just,
Sure, but Berto has one specifically, which is definitely worrying.
Yeah, we need to ask
He's
questions.
just got a hobby besides trains. It's good to have hobbies.
All of these pictures of Nancy are just being developed.
It's like pictures of her sleeping or like,
Yeah.
in mid eating or something.
Yeah.
Passed out with a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah. Oh, this one is my favorite. Yeah. So he reads this and he says, "This is a little bit dark stuff. Where did you find this?"
In some catacombs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably some odd stuff going on there. Do you want me to just give you the full translation?
Mainly things around this like ice creature weaknesses.
Oh, it's based. Yeah, why not? Might as well hear it. There could be
Important
something
information.
Important.
Important information.
Okay, well, there's not too much about the ice creature itself, other than is a warning that need to bring warm clothings if you are mortal, because it sounds like it gets cold down there. Again, this is an odd thing to be in the catacombs, but also warns of the prisons, and trespassers will become the prisoners.
Right.
Oh, does it say anything specifically about these prisons?
It says a lot about eternity in hell, tortured souls,
Standard.
standard
Prison.
things, just prison things, I guess.
Right.
Also, anyone entering will obviously be horribly illustrated, painful. And then there's this symbol which is everywhere, and he kind of shows you, points out to it, and it looks like the medallion symbol.
Medallion. All right.
Ah, damn.
So, any
wait.
person.
Wasn't it Macreat's prison? Wasn't he the one who sent them to prison? So why the hell is this symbol of whatever the thing's called?
The
And
Loigo.
why are they
Ithaca.
fighting?
Like
Maybe
what?
they're not fighting and they're just playing. us.
Ithaca?
Ifaqa.
Ifaqa and the Loigo. Yes, the Loigo worship
Loigo.
Ifaqa.
Ah, the Loigo, yeah. So, wait, I thought they were against each other. So why the
Mhm.
hell is that symbol all over Macreat's prison? The symbol everywhere. Why is...
Maybe they have different prisons, but on the same face.
He was in that prison though. Well, I mean, technically, the snow guy who was killed by, or Winkleman, wasn't Winkleman in the prison? Would that have anything to do with it? Would that be a carryover for the symbol to appear?
I don't.
Oh, well, Winkleman was in a sarcophagus.
Mhm.
You haven't found him necessarily to be in a prison, although perhaps his sustained life is a prison.
That's what I meant. Like in the sarcophagus, that was the same area, correct? It was the upper level.
Yes, the upper
Right.
level, correct, yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. That's the
So-
link. I mean,
This begs the question: do we go through the catacombs that we found, or do we try to go and sneak off on a tour?
Well, you see that with the catacombs, we don't have a map to the catacombs to the caverns. We
true.
have a map at the caverns, so at least we have some sort of reference. But in addition, the janitor did say that a lot of the caverns did collapse on themselves. I'd
It's
rather not
true.
wander around in the dark.
In the catacombs, which may not
Mm.
even connect because the collapsed
Still
tunnels.
think. I mean, we still haven't decided what we're going to do if we find this medallion. Are we going?
Oh, I just
give it?
wish we could have someone guide us to exactly where it is.
I mean, are we going to give it to this creature, or are we going to destroy it, or what the hell are we going to do? I mean, can this creature be trusted? I mean, is it going to keep its end of the bargain?
It was very intimidating and cold. We should probably buy more warm clothes before we go
Yes, I
on
think
tour.
we'll stop by the store to get some extra warm.
Extra warm clothes.
And some thermos with hot chocolate.
Aye,
Just to be on the safe side.
whiskey hot chocolate.
And
The hot toddy.
Yeah, hot toddy.
Scottish hot chocolate.
Okay.
I mean, we need to give the medallion for him to tell us where the thing is, right?
Well,
Wasn't that the deal? I mean, you tell me. You, Pat, you were the one who did the deal. You tell me. What was the deal?
yeah, we give him the medallion, and he tells us where the
and they gave us the simulacrum.
they don't. Yeah, they got the simulacrum at the same place where the medallion was stolen from. So technically, we know where both things are, and we really don't need to have this deal anymore.
Aye, because we had to kill a bunch of Turks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've already killed a few.
We killed some, but I think there's still more, probably.
Probably.
Okay,
And-
so we sneak in, take it, leave
Aye.
town before everyone knows.
Well, don't they run the caverns? Would it be smart for them to be like, oh, you know, you're wasting time. Why are you coming to our caverns? Aren't you supposed to be looking for something?
Well, we can blag our way through, say yes,
Ah.
we hid it within these caverns, or we have reason to believe it could be around here somewhere.
At this point, Pat leans forward and he says, "What did you hear about my wife?"
That she was in prison with Evelyn.
Yes, yes.
Is that really strange? I didn't even know you were married.
And where was this?
In the catacombs.
Yeah, it was
A bunch of chatter and skulls.
hundreds of, well, it was a lot of skulls talk about sins and everything. They were saying Evelyn was in prison,
And that she was a sinner. But it seemed
There?
up.
Was it there? Were they saying that the prison was there?
No,
or that
they
there
said they
is
were
a
in prison too.
they didn't tell us where the prison was. or
They
anything.
couldn't tell us. They said they were in prison too, and that we had to save them by stopping Macreat.
I'm not sure if it's quite. They were quite well. They were talking skulls.
They
I'm
were
not sure if I
talking
should
skulls.
listen to what they were saying. They did say Evelyn was in prison, and well, she's right here.
Aye.
Mm-hmm. Now,
What do you mean now?
Whenever the father was curing me, he said that I was in prison, and so was Pat's wife.
Like your souls were imprisoned in darkness until he's brought you to the light.
priest is dead, Nancy. We tore that motherfucker apart.
You killed the holy man.
Yeah, and I'd do it 10 times more.
Waitress comes back with hot chocolate.
Thank you very much.
Oh, there you go.
We're not even there anymore.
She just comes along. You forgot your
I'm
hot
just like,
chocolate.
okay.
You forgot your hot chocolate.
We have whipped cream on that, please. Thank you very
Oh
much.
yeah, she runs back.
Cross. Forgot your hot chocolate.
And killed him until he died.
Nancy's just like in shock. She doesn't know how to take this.
You,
So I'm
you don't
assuming-
understand, Nancy. You weren't there.
So I'm
It
assuming you
needed
stopped
to
it.
be. He proceeded to get a little bit of his curing done, so things are a little bit better and a little less bleak. But the consequences weren't worth it.
What's done is done. Did you guys get anything else from these catacombs? You don't get the idea that this was the prison, but they're talking about a prison?
I think they were talking about a prison. I don't know if it was the prison. It was a very large catacombs. It was huge. We only just went down one corridor. We didn't want to go too deep and get lost.
Are you wanting to go there, Pat?
Pat reaches into his pocket and he hands the other timepiece to Evelyn. And
Oh, she's afraid of time.
She hates time.
She doesn't want it.
You shouldn't be anymore.
I had that a long time ago. That was
Yeah, that's permanent. Your permanent
Yeah.
insanity, I believe.
yeah.
Yep.
Was it permanent or it was a?
It was a permanent.
Yeah,
It's a
because I
permanent.
like lost 24 sanity in one whole run or something. Like,
Okay, well, I wrap it in a handkerchief and hand it to her. So here's the check-in.
yeah, that is what we call it. She's gonna reluctantly stick it in her purse and just.
I'll
kinda
meet you guys at the caverns.
So you want to check that?
The catacombs or the caverns?
I'm going to the catacombs.
All right.
Oh, the catacombs. It's very big and mazy. I wouldn't go. You know, you can get lost. It's very. Yes.
I'm only going to the front.
All right.
Okay. Oh, talk to the janitor. You might have to
Aye.
slip him 5, but he'll let you in. Just don't go too deep. That came out wrong.
Harm, I hate to tell you this, that's impossible for me, man. But,
That might require 10. But, you know.
Would be impressive. Okay, so Pat wants to go after the catacombs on his own. Harvey, Nancy, and Evelyn, you guys want to head to Postumia to get your tour?
Nancy.
Evelyn,
Let's go get some more clothes.
All clothes and tour?
Nancy's gonna talk to Bird on the way out and see when exactly this train's gonna be ready.
Okay,
Evelyn
yeah.
has a preference to go with Pat.
Okay. You can if you want. Yeah, you'll find Berto. Berto is happy to see you, Nancy. Train is ready in
It's ready.
20 minutes.
Oh, that's
Oh,
perfect.
Choo choo. Haha.
Oh, that's great. We might have to be making, a quick escape tonight, depending on how some things go.
Oh, Berto will keep her running.
All right, it's a great plan. We'll be seeing you later this evening, most likely then.
Berto,
Probably after midnight.
Berto counts on it. It is a date.
All right, sounds great. She's so
Harvey's gonna go to the next about you smooth devil.
you smooth
How
bastard.
did that go over your head if he says it's a date?
You
How
dirty
did you
dog.
idiots?
a time.
Woof. Yeah.
She's just gonna go to Harlem. What?
Jurassic Park.
What? She's just gonna be like, what do you mean? Smooth, I've just, the train will be ready. What? Was he flirting with me? Maybe we should get a chastity belt down too.
Why? What's wrong with him? He's a charming fellow.
What? You don't, there's no, we're not even married.
So they have to court before you get married, you know.
Oh, that's true. That's true. As long as he isn't expecting anything beyond that.
I mean, just look at him. Look how innocent he is. I don't think he's expecting anything.
Berto like Berto like
Yeah.
hits his head walking onto the train. Oh!
All right.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Well, let's get some very thick, warm, modest clothing.
Okay. So is it Harvey and Nancy going together and Pat and Evelyn are going together?
Sure.
I think so.
I guess so.
We're
Yeah.
just these are the two
Pat
little.
can tell her no. She kind of asked if it's okay.
No, I mean, you can. I'm not gonna go. This is like Pat needs to verify something, and I don't want it to take any time. I want to get to the cavern, so I'm literally gonna go to the catacombs, do something, turn around, and leave, and go to the caverns and meet up with Nancy and Harv, hopefully.
We're a
Yeah.
dynamic duo, though.
We're a team, man. We're a team.
There's no way that Pat's not doing this, but I don't want to take up RP time with it. So I want to just.
All right,
you know,
okay.
I'm trying to be honest to the character, but not be selfish with the time with RP.
Okay, so Evelyn, you want to go with him, yeah?
Yeah, I'm
Okay. All right. So Harvey and Nancy go to pick up some warm clothing, and Evelyn and Pat, you find yourself shopping trip. Find yourselves down in the catacombs. What do you want to do, Pat?
I'm going to tell Evelyn to turn around. And do we hear the whispers of the?
Yes, you can hear the
skull?
whispers. Yeah.
Okay. I even send Evelyn a good, maybe like 20 feet back up the way. I recommend gun out, tongue out, whatever you want to do to just be on the defensive. I want to go to phase 2.
Okay.
Does anything change with this place?
Yeah, so you go into the second phase, and you're using your stopwatch because everyone has the other one, yes. And the whispers become more like screams.
Okay. Are they saying anything?
They're saying the same similar things. The sins, the sins, the sins.
I go to 3.
Okay. You now hear like a cacophony of sounds alongside of that. It seems like there's even louder screaming, and you hear the tower, the tower.
I yell out, Francesca!
You hear the voices kind of fall silent. Not here, not here, not here, not here. And you hear a cacophony of whispers.
Where? I'll save you all if I can.
The tower!
I
And
go back to 1.
okay. And you hear the kind of whispers, the sins, the sins, the sins.
Let's go.
All right. That was a really Bowie. The tower, the Bowie's tower. I'm a tower man. So yeah, the group of you head out and guess meet back up at the clothes store where you picked up some really warm clothing, and you're gonna catch a cab off to the caverns at Postumia, presumably, yes.
Like, if possible, Nancy would have gotten like a fur burqa, just like super
a furka,
modest. A burqa.
if you will.
Minus the headpiece, because she's got to have her detective's hat
Of course. Okay.
over her big fluffy like fur hat.
Okay.
Of course, you wouldn't want it to look ridiculous.
Of course not.
Yeah, that would look silly. Okay, so all right, yeah. So the group of you catch a cab off to Postumia, and as you arrive, you see that there are plenty of guests around and tourists who are kind of hanging outside this gated area. And the kind of cabs are going through the gates and entering into this large kind of mountain range. They continue upwards for another 20 minutes or so, and there are tourists hanging back around there and coming through as well, and it seems like this is a big kind of tourist attraction at this time of night. And you come up to the kind of base of the mountains, where there is like a reception area, building, kind of lodge, and they're kind of filtering through people who are paying at the front desk for tickets. And the cabbie lets you out here at Postumia. Again, lots of tourists milling around. People seem to be waiting for... there's like an area in which people are waiting for a tour guide to arrive in.
On the way there, Nancy would ask if anyone wanted, if we should look like we normally do and kind of be like, hey, we're cool, or if we want to look like just random tourists, because I do have some skill in disguising. If we wanted to go even further under their radar.
I was going to assume we were going to go as just random tourists and then just
Okay.
slip away.
All right, so Nancy is going to try to like disguise them to look less like them, more like just random tourists. Like, you don't know us.
Okay.
We're not looking for your medallion in your own cavern system.
All right. Is there a disguise?
There
skill
is
in
a
this game?
disguise.
Yes, there is. All right, you can give me a roll. See what they look like.
Oh, that's a failure. I have 40 in it, but that's a failure.
Fake mustaches.
Yep. They're not, great disguises, or they're super ridiculous.
Yeah. Go ahead. Describe what do you disguise them as, Nancy?
All right. Well, Pat has to have a giant mustache, big old handlebar. Whoop. Nancy is gonna dress herself up like a nun.
I love that.
You're a 9 for the. Okay.
Yep.
We're like the cast of Cannonball Run.
How triggering is this
God.
for Evelyn? Nancy is a nun.
Very
She's gonna
triggering.
dress Evelyn as just a classic 1920s housewife.
Okay.
So she doesn't change.
Just but looks less like Evelyn. Maybe do her hair a different style. Put on some thick makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Hat. And Harvey. She's gonna make him look like a peasant.
I love it. Okay, yeah. So Harvey looks like a peasant in 1923. Fantastic.
Harvey's version of a peasant. So basically, not someone who's super wealthy and just
I think-
spit
should-
scraggly.
I guess I have to do a different accent now.
You could start. You were pretty good at my accent the last time you tried it.
What the Scottish one?
Aye.
All right, I'll give it a go.
Aye, we
Give it
could
a go.
be. Yeah, aye. That'd be great.
It'd be real cockney, real cool blimey, governor. I'm a
I
peasant
could go
now.
cool blimey, governor.
Oh, that would work. That's even, that's even more different. I'll try putting on. What does a nun sound like?
You should do the Bowie. I'm a peasant, man. The stars are aligned, man. Yeah. So. Fantastic. Whatever you want to do. Yes, the group of you head out of the cab looking like a real menagerie and come to the front desk. The lady there is like, are you looking for tour tickets for the midnight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there's 4 of you. Do you have season passes or anything? Okay. So she probably thinks you guys are simple. Okay, so she gives you the price. That'd be for 4 tickets for the full tour at midnight. Okay. I see you've all dressed up for it. Very good.
Yeah.
So's
Chilly.
the money.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing too much at myself.
Nancy's really bad at disguising her accent, so she's just gonna be like,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you disguise by not saying anything and hand her over the money. So if you just head round there on the corner and wait until you got 10 minutes, and then the tour will begin. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Why is she a Muppet?
I was just thinking that.
What's the Muppet when that doesn't say anything?
I'm Beaker.
Mika, yes. Is this going around for him?
She went through her own 48 hours with the priest. So.
There's a
Taking a bow of partial silence as a fake nun.
and
She
there's
only mumbles. And
Oh. Aye.
there's the yes, there's the Swedish if hurdy. Okay, fantastic. So yes, you wait in the area with a bunch of other tourists who are all giving you a couple of odd looks. As you guys are really dressed up and really warm for the occasion. They do find it odd that there's a nun who's like dressed up in really like warm winter clothing for some reason. So you do get a couple of odd looks, and then a few moments later the tour guide arrives. And it's like, welcome. No, it's not Father Josiah. He doesn't have a beard. This is in fact a beardless man
He's
who-
just shaved. Don't lie to us.
Yes, the beard is actually the mimic in his pockets, which launches itself out at you. No, this guy arrives, and he does speak quite good English. Most of the people around here do, because it seems like they get a lot of tourists from all across the Europe and America, and says, "Welcome everybody, welcome to the midnight tour." Ooh. And a couple of the guests kind of laugh as they like jokingly jump out at him with their Halloween costumes on that they're wearing. Oh, I see some of you have dressed up for the occasion. Very good, very good. Some of you, he kind of casts a glance over at Nancy. Okay, so
She just holds her rosary. Just
oh, yes. Okay. So we have a full group today. Very good, very good. So I'm going to be taking you through the caverns. A couple of things to go through. There will be a chance for you all to explore for 20 minutes or so, but whatever you do, make sure that you stay with a buddy. The caverns at Postumia do go for some way, and it is easy to get lost in the darkness. That is why everybody should carry with them a little lantern, and he does a little spooky kind of like Halloween thing with it, and everyone like rattles them back in tune of him. So make sure that you don't get lost. Stay with your partner, and of course, for insurance reasons, with all of your tickets, you have signed the waiver. So please, no lawsuits. We have learned. So also, it does get a little bit chilly in this air, a little bit wet as well. So as advised, all of you should be wearing the appropriate footwear. But if she just meeps, it's the only thing she's. So there is some kinds of cats in the audience. And he says, so without any further ado, I shall take you through, and I will be teaching you a couple of the historical facts about the Postumia Caverns, and of course, some of the folklore and legends behind it all. So if you'll all come with me, and we shall begin. And he opens up the gates. And before you lies the dark caverns of Postumia, and the tour guide, who even I have begun to speak in his accent normally now, he leads you inside. And inside the caverns, you do hear similar dripping as to that which you felt in the catacombs as well. And upon entering, he says, everybody, be careful where you walk. There is mind your head on the entrance here, and make sure that you all look after yourselves. So, a little bit of the history of Postumia, I think, as the meep nun. Praise Jesus Christ. Yes, so ridiculous. For some reason, I imagine she's wearing the costume. I don't know why. I'm just imagining her with giant, like, crab hands or something. So a bit of the history of Postumia. These caverns have been active since, people have been living in them since the early 1400s, and even rumored since before that as well. Apparently, there was a small a group of ancients who would live here. You know, the cavemen. Yes, so these caverns are very old. They've been here since before anyone can remember. And of course, because of that, there is lots of ghost stories regarding that as well. Many of you may have heard of the Ifaka creature, which is said to lie within the caverns. I have never seen it myself, but several of my colleagues and those who have been on these tours have said that they have seen the creature who still hungers for the medallion which has all of its power. Now, of course, if any of you spot any medallions whilst you're on the tour, then be sure to let me know. There'll be a prize involved. And everyone chuckles because it's so fucking funny. And he says, this will be the points where you can all have a little explore. And in 20 minutes' time, I'll call you all back here. And you'll hear a whistle go. And you should return to the cavern. So make sure you stay buddied up with everybody. And we'll meet you back in the central cavern in 20 minutes' time. Now, I'll also be standing here in case anybody has any questions about the caverns of Postumia or how to get around. Of course, your ticket should, on the back, have a small little map as well about how to get around here. The tour guide whose name is Johan. No, his name is.
Of course it is.
His name is Herman.
Herman.
Herman stays put in the central cavern whilst the excited tourists go off and take a look about what's going on in the caverns at Postumus. So what are you guys doing?
So we're
Yeah, go out of his eyesight and then kind of like pull out our map and reference it to the map on the back of the tickets.
Yours is much more detailed. So they've got like a little kind of yours goes all the way through the caverns. This is just like the main 3 caverns that are in here.
So where exactly are we?
Let's find
You
the
are
map.
here,
I do
Just a red
remember
box.
your Winkle guy, whatever his name is,
Mr. Linkledick.
saying it was in the
Western
western
Pools.
pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are currently at the bottom, the southwestern bottom, and basically, if you went off to the caverns to the west, you could continue to go down the tunnels up there feasibly.
All right.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
we want to go west.
Yep.
Okay.
Like the Americans of old.
Yes. Herman Johan, that's his name. Yes. So he's there answering questions from people, and you guys head into the western caverns. It is very wet underfoot as you enter this first cavern, along with a bunch of other tourists. They kind of gasp as they see lots of kind of glittering sort of jewels that are set into the cavern's walls, and the reflection of the water from your lanterns glitters up onto the quite high roof at this point. You do spot a tunnel which will lead you further on. However, there is some tape around it, which is a warning that tourists aren't allowed to go
I
further.
would think we want to put out our lanterns to get away from the group and then light them back up in that tunnel.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So we'll dim the lanterns because they normally have like shutters.
Yes, I'll have shutters.
Dim it a bit.
So that way they can't see.
Yeah.
And Nancy will meep about looking at the, the crystals in the wall.
She's literally meeps.
Make sure, she looks like she's blending in
Yeah, of
until
course.
they go off.
Yeah. You successfully meep for some time. It's funny. I'll be playing Meepo later tonight. And you guys are just gonna like duck under the kind of the tape, basically. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the kind of tourists says, "Oh wait, no, that area says it is restricted. You should not go there."
Oh, I thought we were out of eyeshot.
No, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure we dropped something. We're just gonna go quickly get it rolled down. We'll be
And
right.
I'm gonna like pull up my necklace and look sad and point to where the rosary should be, even though I'm
Yes.
holding it in the other head.
It fell. We're gonna go get it for her. Don't you worry.
So you basically just go on, press on, and you come to.
Does he look convinced? Like he's gonna, or is he gonna go tattle on us?
You can roll me psychology.
I success.
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 Nice. He probably isn't going to go tell on you. You look quite unassuming. You are a nun.
It's
I
the
am a nun.
disguises.
Yes, the disguises has done it, yeah. So you head down the tunnels, and it does get very wet underfoot. So you're up to your shins in water at this point. You're just
Thankfully, we got them boots.
them booties, and you're like splashing through the dark cavern waters at this point. As you're coming through it, it gets a lot colder. As soon as you're into the western caverns, a lot colder indeed. And behind you, you start to hear the sounds of splashing as well.
Behind us, like someone's following.
Yeah.
Like someone's following. It sounds like a group of people. And
Is there a place where you can like dodge off and hide?
Yeah, is there like
You
a
could-
like a little
Yeah,
path we go to the side and hide in?
absolutely. There are kind of little cutouts and hidey holes that you can go down. You could roll me. What's it?
Yeah, can I
Stealth.
listen to see if I can hear who's
Yes.
following? Like if it's tourists or if it's like
Sure.
the tour guides.
Yeah, roll me listen checks. Anyone that wants to.
That's a success.
Nice, of course it is.
I'm good at listening.
Ears or yes. You can hear that there is not much kind of talking going on. It seems like they're kind of walking in silence, with a couple of kind of grunts as they're going through it. These don't sound like tourists that are excited to be exploring.
She's gonna whisper, "They're all tourists inside."
They're probably that cult. We should hide.
Okay.
We hide.
All right. So let's roll some stealths.
Oh,
Oh,
You will
gosh.
get. Remember, you have the Simulacrum, and because you're in
Yeah.
darkness and in the caverns, you'll get a plus 20% on top of that.
okay.
Oh, I
So,
succeeded then.
Nice.
Oh, fuck.
actually. Oh, I succeed.
Okay, so I get a plus 20%
Yeah.
and the simulacrums?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me math this out here.
So plus 35.
Plus 35 plus. Yeah, I could spend 21 luck. Ugh, nope.
Wow,
Ooh.
really?
That's too much.
That's
I'm
a
so
lot. How
bad
did-
at stealth, guys.
Jeez.
I don't have any plus to it at all. It's just the base.
Jesus.
Okay.
I'd have to make a 55 or less, and that's a 76. So no.
Will, how much water is in here? You said there's like standing water, correct?
Yeah,
Like
you're
we're
up to
going
your
through?
shins at this point.
Okay. I grab. Who's got the? Now we got 2 whiskey people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I need whiskey.
Be careful.
I don't want to get my fingers around her
Ellen
mouth.
will share. She'll give you her whiskey.
Okay, so you've got like how much do you have?
Just say you got a bottle. You know, like
It's like
3/4 of a
I'm drinking a
bottle.
lot today.
Okay, as I poured on the top of the water, the standing water that's in there,
Mhm.
like I don't know, a couple feet down from where our little alcove is.
Mhm.
So we're downwind from this puddle of whiskey,
Okay.
and
Okay.
and I ready my lighter.
Okay. So the 3 of you are quite well hidden. Nancy is not. She's like clung up against the wall. And
Never made a stealth check in this game.
yeah,
As Nancy.
and the
She's praying in the corner.
the group of you hear a voice from one of these alcoves. And Pat, you recognize this as the Loigor member you spoke with before. The man with still one hand, but a little bit older. And he says in a whisper, "Let them pass. Come in here. Quick. They are the Turks."
You could light them up, but all right.
If we let them deeper in, we can let the creature have them.
I like the sound of that.
So he basically bids you to come in. As you're looking down the end of the corridor, you see these 5 figures in darkness who also have these lanterns who are kind of swaying in through the water. And you see that they're coming towards you, but you do have the chance to jump inside over to his side of the alcove if you wish, without being spotted.
Sure.
Okay.
Because if they're coming
Sure.
towards us, we're going to have to move anyway. So I figured,
Yes.
yeah, go in that one.
Yeah. Okay.
They were
So
speaking like they saw us. That's terrible.
so
Can I listen to see if I understand them?
sure.
Yeah, Nancy will go.
Should I roll for trickish then?
No, roll me a listen check.
Okay. That's better.
Oh.
Nope. I do not understand.
Yeah, they don't appear to be talking back and forth very much. It doesn't seem like they have too much to say. Yeah. So you dive in with the Loigor member, who has a pistol clutched in one hand, and his other hand, of course, seems like it's been removed, but is hidden underneath his suit. And he's got like this tunnel that he's led you into, and he says, "They have followed you here. We must go deeper in. Why are you here?"
To lure them into a trap, obviously. Taking them out one little squad at a time.
Don't think the creature will be happy with that.
We've had to get, after the shootout the other day, you guys told us to be more subtle earlier. I figured the caverns would be more subtle than a shootout in the middle of town this time.
But they would lead them back to us. Damn it. And he starts heading down the tunnel.
Nancy's just gonna play dumb, but
Mm-hmm.
not be like, yo, dude, the battalion's here.
Did they know that we know they're there?
Are
Like,
you asking me?
yeah, like, do they know that we knew they were there? Because I don't remember if they told us that or we did research and found out that their cult
Ithaquah
was
did.
there.
Ithaquah told us.
told us.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. I remember.
So the Logo member leads you through this tunnel until at the end of the tunnel.
Nancy's gonna try to keep on the map and
Yeah.
see what tunnel we're going off so we don't get lost.
You're still in the western section. You're pretty sure you're in the
Okay.
right place, roughly. And you see that at the end of this tunnel, it kind of comes out into this more well-lit area, and there are several uniformed gentlemen who have, machine guns and seem to be quite well trained. You know that these guys have some kind of fucking munitions factory going on, so they're very well armed, and they're quite obviously, like, one of them's checking their, like, priest blood bullets weaponry as they're doing this, probably as a show of force. And there are about 5 of these guys in this chamber, and the Loigor man, whose name you don't know yet, he kind of turns on you. So, you thought you would lead 5 of them in here. Forgive me if I think that this seems like a very strange plan. Now, we have also investigated the church, and we have found the sad fate of the priest Josiah. Would you care to explain?
He was working with Macriat.
And do you have any proof of this?
Yeah, we found one of his watches on him.
Show me.
I take the chicken from Evelyn and
You
Show
say
it
you
to
go
me.
through her purse. Is that what you're doing?
I ask for the chicken. Can I
Thank
have
you.
the chicken?
Yes.
Yeah, I have the chicken.
Yeah, he looks confused.
Hungry.
What?
I want to eat every fucking chicken in this place. No, okay.
Yeah, so he takes it out and looks at it. I'm sure Evelyn kind of winces as he does so. Then very well done. It seems as though not even the church is incorruptible.
We told you we were going to take up Macreat's men. We just been doing it one at little groups at a time.
Yes, one at a time is not exactly what the creature
I
had in
didn't say
mind.
one at a time. I said groups. He was enough to contend for a whole group.
Well, we'll see if that estimation is the same as our master has. You see, I am merely looking out for you. I do not wish you any harm. Indeed, I wish for you to be gone from this place, and so that I can give you the simulacrum. But you see, my master here is not quite as understanding as I.
We agree. We're doing our best. We think we've done a hell of a good job here in the past 36 hours.
Aye, it's not been that long.
So how many are here? I saw those 5.
Those are the only 5 that we saw, but you never know when these guys are popping in between phases. We can't be in 2 phases at once, so when we're here, they could have had more guys flooding in on 2. Whenever we're getting outnumbered like this, we're not sure if, we got to get into some place where we can funnel them through.
Aye, the tunnels is a great place to funnel people through. Better than the streets.
You can roll me a persuade.
Okay.
You can get. Oh yeah, I was gonna say you can give me a plus 20 on that.
That's even with the simulacrums, I succeed. I have a
Good.
16 persuasion.
So yeah, he nods. Okay, that makes sense. In that case, then let us set up an ambush or 2 for our friends.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Now we need some bait. He looks at Evelyn and Nancy.
Sorry. Almost inhaled my tea there.
We're going to need
She
someone to lead them in there, and then we can bring them
Aye.
into our killing field.
Evelyn's death glare has returned.
He gives you one right back.
Or we could just make a noise and they go and investigate.
Well, yes, but someone has to make that noise, don't they?
I'll do it.
Yeah, throw a rock or something. It's not hard.
Oh, well, if it's so easy, then why don't you do it yourself?
Fine,
Look,
I'll
I'm
do it
pretty
if
sure
need
you're
be.
implying it's us. We do it anyway. No, fine. Never mind. I'm not going to talk.
If all you're going to be doing is hiding behind rocks and then waiting for them to come into a kill zone, then it's not going to be very difficult, is it? You hide behind the rock, you throw a rock from behind the rock, they come into that area and you mow them down.
I can see that you are some kind of military genius, Mr.
No,
Hiddleston.
not really. It's just...
Past prior
It truly astounds me that
No,
you
no,
are not
sir, I'm
some
just
kind
a
of
peasant.
decorated general at this point. Well, Very good. Then I will have my men set up in this room here. There are several tunnels leading in. I do not care which one of them you lead them into, as long as you give us some warning.
Alright.
Now, one last question, and this is an important one. How close to finding the medallion are you?
We've narrowed it down to a couple of locations.
Yes.
We've
So
been
I'd say-
preoccupied.
Aye, fighting these Turks has slowed our progress down, but the more we kill, the faster it goes. After killing the priest, it unlocked a clue, actually.
We thought the priest had it.
Aye.
He did not.
You know, hiding it on that consecrated ground, but yeah, that's that narrowed down yet another one. It went from, you know, a few options down to even fewer.
Very well. Then your best hope that you find it soon.
Aye, we're close. I can feel it. My detective
We haven't had
think-
300 years to do this either, like you boys. We're made up. We're almost caught up with you. Shit, what can we do with 2 days?
Those are reasons why my people cannot find it, I think. Very well. Then one of you go. Bring them in here. You'll give them what they need. And he kind of nods to his soldiers who immediately take up position behind the rocks. And there are a couple of them behind you who look like they probably have you in their sights in case they need to.
Mhm.
Lovely.
Did they have grenades in here, Will?
Oh, totally. These guys are decked out.
Yeah, I'd like a couple of those if that's okay.
You
You
gonna
forgot
want
to put this in my box.
the yes, the Loigor man. Very well. You can have them so now.
They're on loan.
You have to bring them back.
Yeah, they ain't gonna look like this when I give them back.
Consider it added to your considerable debt to us.
I mean, I think we have grenades like in that box that you
Yeah.
got, so you can
Baby
just return them new grenades. Just here you go.
There's
Right,
bits of shrapnel and Nancy that she can piece
Nancy-
back together.
There weren't any grenades in the box. That's
There
why I
weren't.
was.
There weren't.
No, I was
No.
pissed.
Oh.
The Turks had them. I was.
Right? Nancy's gonna like, you know, put a grenade in her nun's habit. Just a little whoop.
That's the name of a rock and roll album. Grenade in my
She
nuts
puts,
habit.
she puts it in and says, as she does it. I love it. Fantastic. So who's going off to hunt down some Turks and bring them back?
Our favorite gunslinger.
Harv, that's you, bud.
I mean, I can do it.
Half did
I-
volunteer.
I would recommend the quickest out of all of us.
Yes, Mr. Hiddleston, be on your way now.
Who
Yes.
is the quickest out of us?
It's
Definitely not
me.
me.
I don't think what's speed, dexterity.
Dexterity.
That's
I'm
mine.
50 dexterity.
50.
It's 55. Oh, maybe I am the quickest.
Clearly,
I've
you are
got
the most
50
suited
dex,
for
though.
this job.
Yes. All right. All right. Fine. Just make sure you don't shoot me as I'm coming around. Okay.
We make no promises.
I
Oh, wow.
promise I won't throw the grenade at you, Harv.
Oh, thank you. That's very. Yes. Thank you. Just.
If they shoot you, I'll throw the grenade.
Yes, thanks. All right. I'll be back soon. Then I go off down the corridor and listening for them.
Okay. Roll me a listen check.
That's the problem. My listen is only like 20, I think.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Guys, where are they?
I
Oh.
can't hear a thing. The water's too loud.
Yeah.
Huh?
The sound of rushing water and kind of splashing through the water is quite loud, and you can't hear them. Are you trying to be quiet, I'm guessing, as you're doing this yourself?
Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet until I locate them, so
Okay,
it's not
yeah.
like really loud.
All right, you can roll me a stealth.
Oh, I wish. What's
Your
my
stealth is my listen.
You also have a
Like,
plus
God.
20 to this because of the darkness.
Okay. No, I fail.
Fantastic.
You're gonna lure him in, Harv!
No. Ah.
Okay. Harvey, you are shot in the darkness. And
Back.
2 shots fire out. One of them misses. One of them gets you. And you are clutching at your wound as, let's see, let's get some gunshots, there we go. And you hear the kind of shouts of the Turks as they have located you, and you've kind of just walked out, unfortunately, into where they were lurking in wait, and they unshutter their lanterns and start kind of shouting out towards you. So, You're gonna take some damage, my friend. Take a bullet. Take one for the team. You take 4 as you're kind of shot in the side and just and fall back against the wall.
Run
Oh,
back,
bloody
run
hell!
back,
Oh,
run back.
yeah, I'm running back the other way.
All right. So
You're like, guys, run this way.
roll me a dex.
Oh, I'm just gone. I crit.
Just
Nice,
go.
nice.
I
So,
glide over the water.
so you take the.
He has his arms out behind him as he's running. Makes him go faster.
Yeah. You just hear it as he runs. Clutching at the bullets, he just runs for his life, adrenaline fueling him as these bullets kind of chase you. The Turks are kind of shouting after you in the night. They are following you through down this tunnel. And as they kind of follow you out into the tunnel, you rush out and dive into cover as grenades and gunfire just rolls out towards that tunnel. Harvey, roll me one more dexterity to avoid this hail of fire and grenades that's about to be landed on him by the Loigor men.
Woo! I pass.
Nice, very nice. So they just unleash all hell, and the Turks are just cut down as the explosions from the grenades, and I'm sure you guys are firing as well, just pulling down the trigger, just firing away as Harvey just dives into cover, and he's men with the machine guns and the priestly blood grenade bullets just send rumbles and ripples through the cavern for about 20 seconds until the Turks all lie dead at your feet, and it's over almost as soon as it began. They were not ready.
I wanted to sneak away during the gunfight.
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
Flip table.
Yep, you try and get away, and one of the Loigor men with the machine guns just kind of grabs you. You're not going anywhere. And just kind of throws you back in. And the head Loigor man, the one with no arm, or no hand on one of his arms, kind of steps forward as he just like tosses over one of the Turks with his foot, and just like shoots him in the mouth with his pistol to make sure that he's definitely dead. And says, as he blows the smoke from his gun, "Well, that did not go so badly."
Son of a bitch.
Hunter, are you okay?
First aid on Harvey.
Yeah, it went right through. You just need to bandage me up.
That's it. Oh, straight on.
Woo! I succeed.
Nice.
Yeah, that's 2 back for him because she got her medicine. I got
you
All
go
right,
for
I'll
2.
try
One
it.
pair of hands, please.
Oh, I think that's a success.
Ladies, please.
First aid with those simulacrums. That's a success.
Nice.
So-
So you heal for free.
Nancy hands you whiskey, and that's how she heals you.
Thank you.
And the Loigor man lets you get healed for a couple of minutes as they kind of apply patches and medicine to you, probably morphine you up a little bit. And then he nods to his men who will kind of like level their machine guns towards you, and he says, "Right, now it's time to go see the master. Come along."
Oh, how many of them are there?
How close are we?
There are
We're
5
right,
of there are 5 of them with machine guns. They're at 20 feet away from you at this point.
Okay.
But we're huddled around Harv, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to go to see the master or not?
I would prefer that over the alternative. That
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
a shootout would be
Can't
great
win
at this
this.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do not
This is
think
what
of doing anything stupid, Mr.
you're
Patterson.
machine guns on us.
I
Yeah,
can assure
we can always,
that.
worst case scenario, we just tell them, we'd make up a bullshit second place, or it's in your caverns. That's the worst.
Yeah,
case
not
scenario.
Yeah.
unfortunately.
He
All
says,
of us,
I can assure you that those are not quite as effective against us as you might hope.
What?
What?
He's-
I mean,
he-
catching up Harvey, and I take a swig of whiskey. I'm ready
Pat
to
nods.
Now, when you say the master, is that the person we talked to the last time with the, and I describe the terrifying thing that we saw.
Oh, don't worry. Soon you will see.
All right, because if it's that guy, I was going to probably be like, should we take some laudanum? But
No,
it's fine.
I'm good. I'm
All
good.
right, I guess
So-
I'm good too.
You are led at gunpoint through the caverns until you open up into one last cavern. And
Do I sense that we're near the western pools, perhaps? Are we still going west?
you're generally in the west
Okay.
at this point, so you're in the right half of the tunnels. And the cavern opens up before you, and you hear a voice. Is that them? Have they come? Good, good, good. And
Recognize this voice?
as you turn the corner, you see the skeletal body of
Winkleman.
Johann
I
Winkleman.
knew it.
And that is where we're going to wrap up tonight's episode.
I was not expecting
I knew
that.
it.
Call of
I was like,
Cthulhu. Oh, good times were had by all.
Should have just left him in that coffin.
Ah, sweet, sweet. Sweet, sweet death awaits. So that's where we're going to be wrapping up tonight's episode, my friends. So we're going to be moving on to our next show, which is D&D 5e, the Tales from the Yawning Portal. And we're inside the hidden shrine of Tamawa-chan. And I'll be playing Meepio in a few minutes. I'm really excited for that session. But stick around here. Let's go around the cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Of course, you guys in chat enjoyed it. Please do let us know. Thank you, my puppy. Nobody died, so that's a victory. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So let's start with Redundant. Your thoughts, my friend?
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was a very intense episode with two very different parties. You know, one very intense and the other kind of more like with tea and hot chocolate. It was really good, and I can't wait till next week to see what happens and the inevitable throwing of grenades and stuff. It's gonna happen. See, yeah, easy. My name's Redundant UK. I do stream on Twitch. You can check me out at twitch.tv /Redundant UK. I stream a lot of different variety of things. So you can always check me out there. Alternatively, you can check me out in the Encounter Roleplay channel. Which,
Tinder. Check me out on there, yeah.
check me out.
Fantastic.
You won't be disappointed.
You won't be disappointed. Oh, man. I've got a lot of ancient tomes.
Pictures of like beard stripping.
It's just beard oil. Beard torture. Fantastic. Greg! Yourself.
Man, I tell you what, I am tired after that episode.
Yeah.
That took a lot out of me. This is where it's at. This is my favorite thing to do. It is going to be a long 7 days until we start next Wednesday.
Yes.
But yeah, I have a great time. I'm finally going to be back on Encounter Roleplay this Monday night. Journey into Middle Earth, playing Rally Rushlight. But again, this is where it's at. Grimjack21502 on Twitch and Twitter. I'm going to start streaming something soon. There you go.
Fantastic.
Chat, love you guys. Thanks for the talk. Awesome.
Lindy.
Wow, I loved today's episode. There were so many implications of things with the priest having the stopwatch from Macriat, Evelyn's ritual, which did restore some sanity, but was also like shitty as hell.
Mhm.
And the prison and the phases, like, wow, so much nifty information in the catacombs and skulls. There was just so much going on. Although I do feel like past 2 weeks have created more of a rift in the group. We've got Evelyn and Pat, and then Nancy and Harvey, like the people who are like going crazy but like super serious, and then the two optimists who are a little bit more clueless. But it's super great. Love it.
Fantastic.
Oh, and the nun dress up. Yeah, that was fun too. The meeping nun.
meeping nun.
Don't know where that came from. You can find me online at Laugh Love Lindy on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. I stream Dungeons and Dragons, video games, and cosplay.
Awesome. And Haley.
Man, I was looking forward to this episode and not looking forward to this episode. It was like a mixture of emotions. And I always say after like the end of every episode, like, oh, that was amazing. And it just gets better every episode because it's terrible, but it's exciting and it's so much fun. The beer torture was weird, and there's always like weird innuendos throughout our entire like games, always. Just Will, you're an amazing DM. And I want to give some props to Greg for that amazing scene about your wife. That was emotional, and I was about to cry. It was crazy. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram as The Great Haley. I stream Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. Yeah, I play video games.
Fuck yeah. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Yes, let's head into our next game. Where Mr. Ben Count will be DMing us. I'll be playing Meepo. And the Ragtag Band will be back together. So thank you guys. This game was a lot of fun. I loved the priest stuff. I loved that scene as well. That was fucking awesome. And the waitress, I think, was my favorite character from today's session. Who I think needs to be a regular feature of this. Just in the most inappropriate times, just turns up in the caverns to bring you some fucking hot chocolate or some biscuits or whatever. I love it. So we'll see you guys again next week for more horror on the Orient Express. And until next time, try not to throw too many net ones because we want to be a laughing